Alright. Finally. Fuck. Vacation on time. Yes. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm happy about that. Just all nice and giggity about my little vacation now. Because, man, I've been needing one. I've been needing a fucking vacation for a long fucking time, bro. Because I am just like, oof. There we go. What the hell? Dude, really? You literally just ate out of that, like, not even 1 minute ago. Oh. I see how it is. Oh, wow. The audacity of you, dog. The audacity of your little furry ass. There you go. I was about to like bring the bowl back with me. I do not know why. Ugh. Oh, I know why. Because my brain's tired of shit. Fucking working 8 days in a row, man. Like, ugh. Fucking just brutal, dude. Ugh. I mean, it's not the longest I've worked, you know, when it comes to consecutive straight days in a row. That would be 11, I think. That or 12 days. Pretty sure 11 days. But, fuck, dude. Is it rough? I'm just glad it's over. When I come back from, you know, my vacation, it won't really be, hopefully, too bad. Because I'm pretty sure I'll be working from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday. Yeah. Actually, I want to switch my days on Sunday with somebody. At least, you know, just because there's like a show and some partying that I kind of want to do that night. So I want to see if maybe someone will be cool switching with me. Considering it's New Year's Eve, I imagine it'd be just fuck that day too. Just doing something real quick. Oops. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oof. That was a rough hit. But goddamn did it feel so good. It's also the most absurd strain name I've ever heard of. It honestly sounds amazing, dude. It's Illuminati. It's not Illuminati, it's Illuminati. It's like, oh shit, dude. Some of that Oprah Winfrey necromancer Illuminati fucking deep state kush, bro. She ain't nothing to me, man, because I am him. Dude, I love that Dracula Flow shit. There's something about Dracula Flow that is just... that is just amazing. Bud's rough. Nice. Like it. Let's see what we got going on here for a day. I know there was like a few memes, but that's all there was. Just kind of memes and rewatching shit. It's like, eh. I hate how it's like basically like, you know, really that much going on for the interwebs and tubes. Makes me sad. There we go. You know, when I have to like respond buddies on via text, doing little back and forths. Boo. Boo. You know, speaking of my buddies, I'm honestly just kind of like, you know, while I'm on my trip, I'm kind of like a little nervous about you know, like Sukov, because honestly, I just want to make sure that he's all good while I'm gone. Because that little fluff ball is going to miss the fuck out of me. Thinking hopefully maybe my, yeah, my brother will be able to take care of him on the weekend, and then I know my friend Harley will be able to take care of him on, like, Monday and Tuesday, but hopefully I can have him taken care of, you know, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday ain't really that big of a deal, because I'm coming back on that day. I just hope that, you know... you know, like, poor little Fluff isn't just, like, left here by himself most of the week. What are you doing, boy? Little Fluff, what are you doing? Man, this next week for you is gonna suck, Zukov. You're not really gonna be fond of it. I know that much. He's just gonna be the most saddest little thing. I mean, hopefully not. I know at least on Monday and Tuesday, if he gets to spend time with Farley and shit and gets watched over there, then he'll have his older siblings, Vito and Jazzy, to hang out with. And on the weekend, he'll also have my brother's dog, you know, to hang out with too. I guess, you know, for the weekend, that isn't really confirmed. I'll have to hit my brother about that, see if he's fine with it. I'm sure he'll be fine with it, but I just want to make sure it's, you know, actually okay, just to make sure. Because then at that point, I can drop him off, you know, at his place, because I'm having a little Christmas dinner before I leave at his spot, so then I can just have him there and just drop him off. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Alpha Mill Street interviews are unhinged. Oh my god. That's still a thing. I mean, like, oh my god, ew. Yo, 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 Merry Hanukkah, or whatever the fuck. I like it. Merry Hanukkah Festivus, whatever the fuck, Christmas. I could dig that. Got some... Oh, wow. As the deviation has been labeled as containing themes not suitable for all deviants. I have to log in to view, and I don't even have a fucking DeviantArt account. I mean, my good fucking lord. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, no, I'm not, actually. Why'd I say yes to that? No. See? Fucking YouTube, dude. Or DeviantArt, not even YouTube in that way. Wasn't even YouTube that time. Even though I like to think that it is sometimes. Usually it is, but this time it wasn't. Which is kind of surprising. I guess my dog must be outside if I don't hear him. But at least I had that gate, locked up on the side. So hopefully it shouldn't be, being a deviant out there in the front yard. Oh, nope, there he is. I unlabeled it as mature. Jimbo Claus. Oh, it's a reading. Who's Jimbo Claus? You may be asking. To put simply, he's the regifter version of Santa Claus. Yes, he's related to him. What kind of relative is he doing that? I'm not sure, nor do I know exactly what it looks like personally. I imagine him wear some kind of cowboy getup. Anyway, he operates pretty straightforward. If you have a gift you can't use or don't want, simply put it in your stocking. If it's too big, leave a stocking on the item to be regifted. You have until New Year's Eve to do this. On New Year's Day, the items will have been collected and replaced with gift cards of equal value, usually decent up being Target, Walmart, Visa ones. Ew. Just give me cold hard cash. You can specify the type of gift card you prefer. All I have to do is leave a note in the stocking, letting Jimbo know this. I should mention he does not work for free. Leave him out some form of alcohol or just drugs in general for him. Good tip to know is that if you treat him well, he'll treat you well. If you leave him, say, high quality beer or some cocaine, he'll give you more the item or items that are gifting are worth. Speaking of which, I almost forgot to mention. Well, I mean, because you're gifting him cocaine and alcohol. I mean, it's going to give you some compensation on top of that. I almost forgot to mention, you can leave out multiple items to be regifted. To make this easier, I suggest using a large socket and putting all the items within it. Alternatively, you could stack larger items on top of each other, then leave a stocking on top of them. Remember, whatever is under the stocking Jimbo will take and replace with a gift card, so make sure you don't accidentally put a present you did like under it. I should mention that you can request different kinds of gift cards. For example, if your item or items total 200, request half of it on Amazon. Okay. Doesn't look all the way on bad behavior. Jimbo is the same way. If you're stingy with what you leave him out, he'll repay you in kind. If you only leave out, say, cheap beer, like a Bud Light or, PBR, he'll leave you a gift at lower end store. No, someone who left out a bottle of Bud Light for Jimbo. Hey, there you go. See? On New Year's Day, the toaster he left out was replaced with a gift card, Dollar Tree. Now you know not to shortchange him? Damn, dude. Don't worry, though. He understands if high-quality drinks or drugs are out of your price range, you can only have out what you can afford, or leave out what you can afford. Just don't be cheap. Happy holidays, everyone. Nice. We don't want or can't use. Well, Jimbo Claus is here to take that gift off your hands. I like it. I like it. We need, a story from, somebody who gets something from Jimbo. I mean, it's like an expository rhyme, but we need, an actual story around Jimbo. We need, an encounter. We need, a few encounters. We need, one where, the dude, or whoever, gives him some cool shit. Somebody who's stingy. We need some stories, to, kind of enforce the things that he is, that he's all about. So, yeah. Because I kind of like that album. Here, playing a little tune. Let's see. There we go, we'll play that. Whoa, what the hell is this? 14 killed in the worst mass shooting in the Czech Republic's history. Dude, the Czechs are getting, mass shootings now. Dude, the Czechs got Dude, they got America'd, bro. Dude, the Czechs got America'd. Dude, what the fuck? Who in the fuck in the Czech Republic, I know they're actually fairly pro-gun over there. So how in the fuck did that guy get under the radar? Because European countries, especially, the more pro-gun leaning countries, like Switzerland, Czech Republic, etc., they got some strict-ass, stringencies. And at least when it comes to Switzerland, they're probably the most lax about it, because it's, required, as citizen to have, military service. It's, a mandatory thing. And because of that, any firearms that are service to you, or at least older, decommissioned military gear and shit, gets basically sold to the local populace, or just straight gifted to them. If you have a service pistol as a Swiss citizen in the army, you could keep it, as a citizen, after the fact. I mean, everyone in Switzerland is fucking armed, so it's just they're literally like a mini America when it comes to gun rights over there. Or at least just in guns in general, honestly. But they're also sane and not psychotic and insane and crazy. So there is that. And also they take care of their people. Someone just leaves out Mountain Dew for Jimbo and he gets a bag of dog shit. Yeah, dude. It's not just any dog shit. It's some diuretical dog shit that is leaking out of the bag and into the carpet. And it just and it stinks, and it's literally some chemical warfare situation where it fumigates the house. It was a gaseous diuretical shit. It's bubbling, it's so gaseous. And it just bubbling liquidy, just gaseous diuretical dog shit, and it just fumigates the whole house. Not just the room, just the whole house. You'll know when that gets left. You won't have time to just rest it easy, and next morning you're all right, let's see what he left me. Oh god! No, it's gonna be oh god, what the fuck? What the hell's that smell? What does it say, Sukov on the back? He hasn't done that, honestly, in a long while. He has done that before, but luckily not in a long time. Can I help you? You're trying to, like, you know, paw at me, but your paw isn't even touching me. Yeah, like, hi, buddy. Hello. I don't have anything for you yet. Oh. Speaking of which, dude, look what my department manager got me. Fucking pumpkin bread, dude. Homemade pumpkin bread that she made. Dude, she made, like, everyone in the department a loaf. Oh, my... Dude, oh, my God. Dude, it's the first time I just started smelling it from inside the wrap. Yo, this smells fucking fire, dude. Holy shit. Dude, that smells awesome. Dude, that smells dank, bro. Oh, dude, I'm gonna, like, you know, go to town on that bad boy, honestly, not even gonna lie. Is that what you're smelling? You know, what are you smelling? There's a lot of different things that you could be smelling here, because I know there's some rice here for you, which is in your food bowl, so I don't know why you're smelling that. Oh, I got chicken and pork buns in that bag over there, but it's out of reach right now. Actually, why is it out of reach? Oh, fuck, man. Oh, I gotta scoot over there. Bring this closer to me. Because I got a bunch of stuff in there. There we go. Oh, yeah, now he's sniffing it. Excuse me. Oh, my God, no, See, here it is. He's sniffing this. And have a pork bun in there, too. So it's like, that's what he's sniffing. You're not getting it yet. You're being a needy Snoopy bitch. You don't get it when you're being a needy Snoopy bitch. This is not how you get treats. I fucked up my pumpkin bread too early. But I did manage to salvage it by turning it into bread balls and dusting them with cocoa powder and powdered sugar. Ooh, nice. What, so they just end up, you know, just like taking it out of the oven too early and they end up being soft? I feel like I could have just put it back in the oven and just let it, like, cook a little longer. Wait, how'd you fuck it up? I guess you said you fucked it up too early, so it's like something in the process and making it. I mean, I'm kind of curious how you messed this one up. When it was done, I tried getting out of the pan too early and it fell apart. Oh, it crumbled. Crumbled apart and fell and just unalived itself. Damn. Rip. Rip. Here, I'm getting recommended a lot of Dracula Flow memes. There's a Blackula Flow. Dude, there's two on the same homepage. There's Blackula Flow. And up here is Mexican Dracula Flow. It's just like, oh, it's like, dude, I'm getting recommended so many Dracula Flow memes now. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I am him. So I managed to make out of it though. Oh my God, this Instagram fucking allowed, like, dual screen? Holy shit. Dude, it allows dual screen now. Yo. You know what? I'll give it a like, because those actually look pretty good. I can see what you mean, because I see the rest of the crumbles that just kind of collapse, you know, and shit. Yeah, even some of the balls that you made look like they kind of collapse even within themselves. Yeah. But hey, you know, like, the ones that actually do look good in here do look pretty good. Like, those two right there look pretty fire. Like, those, like, these three right there. Well, those four, because there's another one right there on the bottom one next to it. Like, those are pretty good. Like, like the 6 of them that are up there. And then you have 2 down there. I mean, so honestly, there's only, like, 3 of them that kind of just collapsed and fell apart. But the rest of them actually look pretty good. Hey. Don't be like that. Hey, don't be like that. Should use icing as a binder. Yeah, that probably would have worked. Dude. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Gotta get my jacket on. It's a little nippy. Ooh. And you know what? We're doing this. We're doing this now. Because brr. 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 No, I'm not keeping this all the way up though. I'll just let that hang down. There we go. Oh, come on, sweater. Don't be rolling up like you're a fucking work sleeve. Don't do that. There we go. I have to get the other one. Oh, come on, bitch. Come here. Oh my god, this one rolled all the way the fuck up. What the hell? Come back. There we go. Much better. Oh, much better. Oh, you know what? Hold on. These little warmers should still be good, right? Yeah. Wait, which ones are the ones that are? Yeah, that way. Yeah, fuck that one. Yeah, that's still good. Yeah, which ones are? I guess both these are still kind of good. I'll put these underneath here. Boop. There we go. Nice and warm. Nice and warm and snuggly. I swear to God, did he just like... Hey, buddy. Yeah, there you are. Had to make sure. I had to make sure. I didn't want you just like running off and going into oblivion. Oops. Yeah. No. Don't be doing that. There we go. Here. Let's have fun with this. I don't want no spoilers. I don't want no coming up shit. I just want to get right into the juice. Been staring at this for a minute, and you know what? I'm intrigued enough to check it out, so fuck it. Actually, before I do, I should unclog this. Just make sure it ain't all fucked. There we go. Oh my lord. Like the whole like bowl itself rose out of the bowl, like all as one like singular object. Like, oh my god. Sticky weed. This is kind of a funny frame of Jarvis here. He just kind of like, oh. Dude, it kind of looks like he's just lit off his donker, dude. Like, donker, bonker, chonker, soccer, I don't know. But, like, I mean, he just looks like he's just zoinked on the Scooby Snacks, dude.
It is free. But if you're watching this, your goal. And today we'll be talking about posting your own L's and how sometimes people do it on TikTok unprovoked. Specifically, we'll be talking about an account on TikTok called The Desirable Truth. The Desirable Truth has 653,000 followers on TikTok. They describe themselves as the...
Oh my god. Wait a minute. Dude, they re-upload this shit on YouTube Shorts. I've seen this, like, name before. Now, I, like, say don't recommend channels, so I haven't seen them in a while. But, dude, I recognize this. What the fuck? What the hell? I mean, I'm not surprised, but, I mean, oh, man, I actually know where we're... Oh, I already know what's about to happen. I might actually, recognize a clip or two. I mean, oh, shit, dude. Oh, man. I didn't realize it was these fuckers.
The people, the Desirable Truth microphone. So the question on the table...
I mean, if you notice, it says full episodes on YouTube, so they do post, like, their extended content there, and I guarantee you they just re-upload their, like, TikTok shorts over there.
How do you have community members who turn into your most dedicated haters? This community has the right kind of mental illness, don't worry. One day I'm going to crack the code of having... one day I'm going to crack the code of bringing all those haters back, and then it's Jover. You know what I mean? Fully overcome all odds.
How do you feel about her guy friends? The correct answer is who cares?
How do you feel about her having guy friends?
That's totally cool.
So you don't care if she were to spend time with them one-on-one?
No, I think that's insecure if you do.
How?
True. I like how this, like, Asian dude over there is just, like, owning him without even trying. It's like, I don't care. I think that's fine. It's like, so you don't care, huh? It's like, yeah, I think it's insecure if you do care.
Insecurity.
These are leading.
How's that insecure? Because you think that she's probably cheating on you just because she has a guy friend that she's probably been friends with way longer than she's known you as a boyfriend for, you know, for this hypothetical. So it's just like, I mean, who cares? I mean, honestly, I mean, like, it just reeks of insecurity because, like, it just shows that, you know, you just feel like, oh, she, you know, might, you know, hook up with somebody else if she's by herself, and I need to make sure I'm watching her so she doesn't do that. It's like helicopter parenting shit. It's like, ugh. It's just weird.
They're presuming that something bad can happen if a man and a woman who aren't in a relationship spend time together one-on-one. It's a very insecure way of viewing relationships.
And I got, like, you know, gal friends, you know, that aren't, like, obviously, like, you know, anything other than just buddies that, you know, I hang out with at the bar and shit, because, like, I'll go to bar, see that there, and say, hey, what's up, you know, hang out with them for a little bit, chit-chat like I do everybody else, and, like, a lot of other people do with me. So, I mean, it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. And luckily, I've never seen that actually be a problem with anybody. Like, I mean, so, I mean, honestly, if there is at least, you know, a silver line behind this weird shit, is that, like, it really isn't as common of an issue, you know, honestly, at least, you know, from my experience. It just seems to be, like, more, like, insecure online dudes, more or less, than, like, what's actually there in reality.
Often the case in these communities, they act like you need to prevent your significant other's access to other people because they're just waiting to cheat. In reality, if you have to completely control all of your partner's relationships in order to prevent them from cheating, then you're not in a healthy relationship, and you shouldn't be in that relationship. Trust is important. You need it.
I mean, yeah, like, that was actually one thing I wanted to mention, but I figured he was leading up to it. Like, I mean, if you're so untrusting of your partner that you think that, like, oh, if they hang out with, like, one of her guy friends, you know, or some shit, or maybe hangs out with one of her girlfriends at the, you know, at her favorite bar, and there's a dude that tries to flirt with her or something, oh, then, you know, she's gonna hook up with them instead. And it's like, that's a you problem, my guy. I mean, because if she actually likes you and wants to be in a relationship with you, then she'll be, you know, she'll react to that person that, you know, maybe wants to try to come up on her or rizz up a little. She'll be like, hey, I'm, you know, got a relationship, I have a boyfriend right now, but, you know, thanks for the compliment. You know, I'll take it as a compliment. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, like, they will trust, like, you should have, like, the basic trust to understand that, like, if they actually like you and want to commit to you in a relationship, then, you know, them hanging out with, like, a guy friend or some shit, or hanging out with the gals, and, you know, they talk with some dudes at the bar or something like that ain't a big deal. Like, if anything, I'd encourage that personally. It's like, hey, you want to go have fun and do your own thing, you know, on top of just hanging out with me or some shit, then, hey, go for it. Maybe I want to do my own thing sometimes. I mean, you know, so that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Without it, you have nothing.
You don't think her being in that environment with another man one-on-one would...
Her being in that environment...
Environment? What environment? Like, he never even specified one. He just said environment, and it just, like, as, like, some random thing. Like, you have to at least set up the environment, my dude. Like, I mean, what type of environment? Like a bar setting? You know, hanging out at their pad? I mean, you know, hanging out at a coffee joint? You know, in the commons at the college? I mean, what are we talking about here? Like the park at, you know, in town or something? I mean, there's a lot of various different examples, like, you know, that you can use for environment here. And it's like, what do you mean? I mean, it's like, in either way, why is that a problem? Insecurity is ridiculous. Man, what if she and her friend Jerry? What if she's with her friend Jerry? Who knows what they might get up to? I better sit in this chair and just watch just to be sure. And it's like, dude, you may not be entirely honest with yourself. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly the real issue with it. It's like these dudes are not honest with themselves. It's like, and they project that dishonesty and insecurity onto everyone else, including when it comes to their partners. And that's why, like, yeah, like these weird manosphere types, you know, end up acting the way they do with weird shit like this. Because it really it fundamentally really just does come down to insecurity. Like, fundamentally, maybe not like the grifters that spew the stupid content and bullshit. I'm sure a lot of them do have those problems, though. But, like, I mean, you know, a lot of, you know, the people that, eat up that type of content and shit and watch that content, like, it's almost like objective, like, you know, how the fucking cosmos work, right? Like, I mean, it's just fundamentally rooted in insecurity in themselves. And it's like, and they just need to figure that shit out. And yeah, sometimes it's, you know, a struggle to get over some insecurities and shit. I mean, hey, I've gotten, you know, over some pretty rough insecurities I've had, where I am definitely nowhere near as insecure about those about those things, you know, like I was before. Like, I'm definitely a lot more secure when it comes to things like, you know, being sociable, or like, you know, my sexuality, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, at least in comparison to, like, even honestly a year ago, you know. So it's like, I mean, it's not like you can't work some shit out in yourself. And honestly, and for me, I've just kind of taken the philosophy of just like, don't give a fuck. I mean, just do my own thing, and when I'm ready to kind of, you know, be more of the Rizzler, so to speak, then I'll go out there and rizz up. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do my thing. And if people get rizzed up to it naturally, then, you know, hey, that you know, cool, awesome. You know, like, whatever. I'll take it. You know, it's like, it's just one of those things where, yeah, it really shouldn't matter. And the thing is, like, you know, like, do I still, like, every now and then think, man, I wish I can, you know, have someone to, you know, be intimate with right now and stuff and blah, blah, blah. You know, I wish my buddy, you know, would be kind of free so I can maybe, I don't know, hang out with him, wink, wink, you know, like, yeah, do I think that? Yeah, you know, I think shit like that. But it's not like, you know, it's the end of the fucking world if I don't get it. I mean, it's like, shit. It really isn't. I mean, it'd be nice, sure, but like I said, it ain't the end of the goddamn world. Like, I'll fucking live. If anything, honestly, there's plenty of other shit for me to work on besides worrying myself about whether I get laid or not. I mean, seriously. I've done it. I've been in that rodeo, you know, before. And, you know, hey, you know, it's... I mean, there's some stuff that's cracked up to be, but not everything's all what's cracked up to be about it, and whatever. Once you kind of do it a few times, it ain't really that big of a deal. I mean, I guess that's not for not, you know, common for everyone. I mean, not everyone has that position, but at least for me, that's what it is. Like, it really shouldn't have to be an issue. Like, you know, because like I said, I still, you know, have my insecurities. I still struggle a little bit with stuff, but I just work it out. I work it out myself. And honestly, at least, you know, when it comes to, you know, my friends, since I trust them and shit, at least with my more, you know, closer circle of friends, like, I, you know, just, just, like, let out my grievances. Not to them, obviously, just with my own shit. Be like, hey, you know, mind if I, you know, like, just chat about this shit, you know, just kind of pondering about shit, blah, blah, blah. Just let it out. And, you know, it's honestly good. Like, you know, and if anything, you know, having, like, you know, a friend to, like, you know, lean on a little bit to just kind of vent out some bullshit, you know, and not necessarily have, like, a back and forth, but, you know, have someone to talk to about a little bit. I mean, that honestly does a world of wonders, personally. I mean, honestly, I'd argue a lot of the reason why I've, you know, like, matured so much in a lot of ways is just because, you know, of my homies, you know, like, at least especially with my, like, closest circle, like, all, my friends have, you know, been there to help me out and shit. Even if they can't necessarily be there in person or some shit, you know, it's, you know, at least there's someone to talk to. Now, I'm honestly glad and happy that, you know, I have, you know, my little friend circle, and it's honestly unfortunate that, you know, a lot of people don't. And if anything, a lot of people's friend circles are toxic, where, you know, they end up being around these, like, manosphere type of fucking people, and it just accelerates and exacerbates the problems, and they don't actually have, like, you know, outlets to be, you know, to actually productively, you know, work shit out like that. It's just like, you know, fucking feeding the same issues over and over again, and just, like, you know, it's just stewing in a cesspit. You talk about how old you are, a black guy will fuck your wife. That's going to get you some race eyebrows. Yeah. Well, also the dude, you know, the manosphere guy, at least, you know, that's, you know, interviewing random people on the street, which, weirdly enough, it happens almost all the time in Vegas. Like, if I'm in Vegas, you know, when I, you know, have my layover over there, like, and I meet one of these people, dude, I am so gonna, like, you know, jump on that. I'm so jumping on that. I want to, you know, I'll be like, dude, oh my god, I don't know why, but a lot of these Manosphere weirdos do hang out in Vegas for some reason, you know, when making these videos, and I would not be surprised if, you know, it's in Vegas with that guy. I mean, maybe it's not, and it doesn't necessarily look like Vegas, but I really wouldn't be surprised if it is. I mean, but, you know, at least for him, like, he doesn't even have that excuse. Yeah, at least for that guy. But honestly, it's probably just because he's a grifter and he's making money off of, you know, spewing Manosphere content. But, like I said, it's not necessarily uncommon for, you know, grifter types like him to potentially be insecure themselves. I mean, look at Andrew Tate. Insecure-ass motherfucker right there. Like, very, very insecure. Like, I mean, you know, so arguably just insecure as a lot of, like, the, you know, consumers of the content that they spew and shit. So, I mean, at least, for sure. So, it's like, it, you know, not all of them. There are a decent chunk of them that are pretty insecure as fuck themselves. That's kind of why they grift on that content, because it's easy for them to do, because they struggle with that shit, too. So, it's easy to say the talking points, because they already have had it in their heads for quite a while. They're just charismatic enough to jump on the game and be you know, and like, you know, throw that fucking bullshit out to where it could be somewhat successful.
Another man one-on-one.
Create a bridge between you two.
Create
like with that guy.
A bridge between you two. Like, I just don't understand. Like, if I have female.
Yeah, and also to create a bridge, like, there ain't no goddamn bridge. And if anything, like, isn't that kind of contradictory to the broader analogy when it comes to a bridge? Like, usually when it comes to, like, you know, people talking and interacting and stuff like that, the analogy when it comes to bridges is usually building bridges, not destroying them. Like, wouldn't his logic work better if he's like, oh, you know, kind of like, you know, walling and blockading, you know, or like, you know, like raising this bridge so you can't cross it and shit because she's doing this or something. Like, wouldn't it have worked better the other way around? I probably could do this Manosphere shit better than these fuckers. If I had no soul, I can easily grift motherfuckers, honestly. I mean, you know, if I had no soul and had no principles or no ethics, I mean, dude, I could easily, you know, fucking be on this bandwagon. It wouldn't be hard at all. It really wouldn't be. But, you know, I ain't doing this for money. I do it because it's fun. And I like, you know, blabber in my mouth. I am autistic, after all. I like to not shut up. Which is true. Not to stud lock too much, but just a short one. Like, I was basically mute for, like, you know, for like the first like 5-something years of my life. And actually, I was kind of delayed in speaking, but as soon as I started learning how to like actually start speaking and forming words and shit like that, I unironically, and my parents will attest to this, I would not shut the fuck up. Like, I mean, straight up, I would not like stop talking. In fact, sometimes my mom would have to be like, why are you talking right now? Like, I mean, it's like, you're not talking to anybody. Like, you quit talking. Like, she'll actually literally try to tell me to shut up. Even my dad did. As soon as I started learning how to speak, I literally would not shut the hell up. I was just born for it. As soon as I was able to understand the tongue, I was just born to just, like, unleash it. Whatever using any kind of metaphor or analogy is always super embarrassing. Oh, I know you're trying to sound smart, but you just aren't there, bud. Yeah, I mean, it's like they're trying to sound smart, but they really aren't.
Right? And if they get into relationships, that doesn't mean that we stop being friends. It's just so insecure. It's just so insecure.
Because at the end of the day, relationships are all about trust. And if you don't trust your person, you shouldn't be with them.
Correct, correct.
You know, what a Giga Chad saying that next to his girlfriend, too. Like, the girlfriend is just like, I want to move on eventually, but hey, like, if anything, like, there's obvious sense of trust between the two, where it's like, hey, I trust him to back me up, and he is, and I'm just gonna wait for him to be done with this weird dumbass, and we'll move along and enjoy our night. Like, I mean, if anything, she's just waiting for her boyfriend to get done with the conversation.
If you don't trust your person, you shouldn't be with them. And it seems like this guy has a really hard time understanding.
And I guarantee you that Asian guy dipped his wick, bro. Like, I guarantee you, he dipped his wick that night with his girl. Especially, you know, like, you know, saying, you know, that, you know, like, for, and also the Manosphere dork, you know, uploading it, thinking it's a dub. It's like, nah, the real W was that, you know, Asian guy, bro. Like, he was the fucking king, you know, that night. At least for that video. Like, I mean, he basically, like, indirectly rizzed up his girl to, I mean, but he didn't even need to, like, and his girl didn't even, you know, really need to acknowledge it. She's like, well, we're definitely gonna fuck tonight. Here, I'll just be on my phone until you're done. Oh, well, that was awesome for you, wasn't it? Like, dude, dude, she's just gonna fuck, dude, I mean, like, he dipped his wick. I mean, let's just not be around the bush around that.
A very basic fact.
Doesn't really matter. If those friendships existed before me, who am I to say?
I wouldn't be surprised if she's, like, texting one of her girlfriends, being like, oh my god, my boyfriend's, like, you know, sticking up for me for one of these weird Manosphere dipshits. We found one. So, like, we stumbled upon one. Dude, I bet she's texting one of her girls right now, being like, yo, we found one of these weirdos. We stumbled upon one. My boyfriend's talking to him right now. Dude, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, it was actually... yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, her look kind of, you know, is a look of, like, I'm ready to kind of be done with this because they've been doing this for a minute. But, like, I mean, at the same time, you know, she has this look of, like, yeah, I like, you know, what my boy's doing a little bit. She kind of has, like, you know, I guess a little bit of mixed messaging, but I think part of that's just because she just wants to move on with her night. And, you know, her boyfriend's, you know, like, getting stuck with this stupid Manosphere dork.
Right? At the end of the day, as a man, it's about being confident, and if you're confident enough, it doesn't matter.
In a lot
True.
of instances, these, like, man on the street interviews will encounter, like, relative...
And honestly, like, you know what? Let's say the hypothetical, like, yeah, your girl decided to hang out with one of her guy friends, and you know what? She did cheat. If you're confident enough in yourself, you'll be like, hey, you cheated on me. You know what? I don't respect that. I don't like that. You know, it's over. Sorry, I'm breaking up with you. You know, and just move on. You know, yeah, it's gonna kind of suck, and you're probably gonna feel sour about it for sure. But but just being like, hey, that's fucked up, and shame on you, and I'm breaking up with you. Bye. You know, don't call back or anything like that, and you know, take your shit and leave. Like, I mean, that's legitimately, like, more mature and, you know, and, like, secure as a, you know, individual in comparison to be like, you know, watching over this person like a fucking hawk, and, like, if anything, being like almost like a nanny to this person. Like a helicopter parent to a kid. I mean, because at that point, it's just a lot more toxic. And you know what? And if at the end of the day, if your partner ends up being toxic and doing some other shit, like cheating or something, then just drop them right then and there. Be like, no, it's over. You know, I'm calling you out. You fucked up, and shame on you for that. We're over. And just leave it at that. No second chances on it. I mean, at least say it like that initially. I mean, if you actually do generally care about a person and willing to maybe, you know, like work it out, if they actually learn their lesson, then, you know, there can at least potentially be an opportunity for that. Because I have, you know, known people that, you know, were cheated on, but then they work shit out and end up, you know, being committed and staying together, you know, afterwards, you know, after a long time of not being together and shit, you know, when something like that happens. So it's not like it's impossible. And if anything, it's actually good, you know, if they're able to, like, come back together and say, hey, you know, yeah, what I did was immature, it was fucked up, yada yada, blah blah blah. You know, I do really honestly generally care about you. Let's try to work it out again. And it actually does, and all's good, then that's good shit. And honestly, that shows maturity on both parties to an extent. Like, you know, and especially to the one that, you know, cheated, because if they're willing to understand, acknowledge, and, you know, try to work shit out again, you know, because they actually really, you know, realize and learn the lesson, you know, and actually care about that person, then, you know, things could work out with that. But, you know, you have to kind of let them know that lesson. Be like, no, you know, it's like, you gotta take some time, you know, to figure shit out. You know, it's like 6 months later, if you hit me up, you know, I'll give you an opportunity to see if you've learned. You know, I'll hash that out, and if you haven't, then, well, you know, you can fuck off. But if you have, then, you know, let's work, you know, hey, maybe it could be a second chance. And even if it's not like a second chance in a relationship, I mean, I've heard of times where, you know, they would, you know, like, some people would still be friends after that, so it's not like, you know, forgiveness can't be a factor in it. But I mean, when it comes to the moments, like, I mean, gotta definitely have a firm line with it. I mean, I guess unless there's like, you know, implicity of open relationship, you know, type of shit. But I guess at that point, that's not cheating.
Normal dudes with surprisingly open-minded perspectives, or surprisingly like refreshing perspectives, and yet when you look at the comments, it's a sea of like, you owned him. What a cuck. What an absolute idiot this guy is. His girlfriend's on the phone, probably texting every guy to all of them at the same time. She's gonna have a fiesta, lol, and it's like...
She does the respect. Dude, the weird assumptions from these comments, bro. Really?
No, maybe...
I mean, to be fair, I'm also assuming, but... I mean, I feel like my assumptions are at least genuinely more accurate to the portrayal of the scenario versus these weird delusional fucks. I mean, goddamn, dude. Because it really just shows how they view women in this scenario.
Have a normal relationship, and he's like a normal guy. Why are you... I don't know. Some of them are also staged, so who knows? Maybe there'll be a turn here. Texting her side piece right now. The guy in black is a G. Let's see.
But why would...
Yeah, because he's basically calling out the toxic masculinity of it all. I agree with this man.
But why would your woman want to spend time with another man one-on-one if she has you?
Why would you...
Why not? Honestly, I would literally, you know, do the Uno reverse card and say, why not? She has other friends. They can be of the opposite sex and be best friends with them, you know, and buddies from work or something. I don't, like, whatever. I mean, wouldn't it be my prerogative, you know, like, whether, you know, she might be doing something suspicious, and if so, then I would talk to her about it in that case. Be like, hey, you're not doing this, right? Because it kind of, you know, yeah, I mean, because I've noticed that, you know, with your buddy, it seems like you are a little more closer than just friends, or, you know, something like that. And sure, they might be dishonest about it, but that's why you know, try to hash it out. Try to figure it out. But, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, it's about trust. Like, I mean, you know, so who cares? If you trust, you know, your girlfriend or just really your partner to hang out with somebody that, you know, like, where you know that they might be attracted to, or at least, you know, when it comes to just like the general, like, gender or sex or whatever the fuck, when it comes to their general interests, it's like, I mean, it shouldn't matter. I mean, it really shouldn't. Because, I mean, like, if that's the case, then, I mean, Jesus Christ, like, I mean, I wouldn't really have any partners at all. Because, like, I mean, the idea that they can't hang out with their buddies and shit is just stupid. Like, they got a life too, like I do. Like, sometimes I go to shows and concerts, sometimes I go by myself, sometimes I go with my friends, you know, and shit like that. You know, it's like, I mean, it's like, it's not all the time that I'm going with people. Like, I will go by myself, and, you know, if I had a partner, you know, it'd be the same thing. Sometimes we'll go together, sometimes it might just be me, and sometimes she'll go to concerts, or he will go to concerts, or whoever. You know, it's, you know, like, whoever I'm, you know, dating will go to concerts and shit, and sometimes be by themselves too. Maybe because I'm just not into the music, or whatever the fuck, I can't afford it, or whatever the hell, you know, or it's, you know, it doesn't matter, who cares? Let people fucking live a little, like, goddamn.
Woman is already so possessive, and like, he keeps asking questions, like, look,
I know this guy, and he said he felt he was roasted. Wait, really? There's a couple people that said they know this guy. What the guy gets around, bro? All right, let's see.
Wait, which guy? The Asian dude or the Manosphere grifter guy?
Actual video. God damn it. We always do this. Desirable truth. Is that what the channel is? Big tag.
So you don't...
The desirable truth. Desirable
truth,
Anyone disagrees, deaf and secure. If someone's gonna cheat on you, there's literally nothing you can do to stop them. These comments are sad, bro.
Wait, what? If someone's gonna cheat on you, there's literally nothing. That's not even totally true. Like, if you think someone, you know, that you're in a relationship might cheat on, it's like you can either talk it out or just, like, you know, nip it in the bud and be like, hey, I don't feel like things are working out. I mean, that's not true. Oh my god, these people are fucking ridiculous. Holy shit.
bro doesn't understand friendship and he's the one asking the question. Well, there you go. There's a lot of people in here that are like actually open-minded as well in the comment section.
Another man one-on-one is important.
Another man one-on-one would...
Her being in that between it's just...
Be with them.
Correct. If you don't trust your person, you shouldn't be with them. And it seems like this guy has a really hard time understanding that very basic fact.
Doesn't really matter. If those friendships existed before me, who am I to say no? It doesn't matter.
Agree.
I mean, no shit.
But why would your woman want to spend time with another man one-on-one if she has you?
Why would your woman is already...
Dude, that's how I feel, dude. It's like, fellas, if you have a girlfriend, okay, and she's spending one-on-one time with another man, like, let's say she's got a tutor or something. That's it. She the tutor, dog. That's how it works. There's no version of this where it works, okay? It's Jover. I am a deeply insecure and nervous wreck, but at the same time, I went to the gym a lot, so I'm gonna put on this hyper masculine front so that I can suck in a bunch of silly billies who don't know any better and are also just as insecure as I am.
He's so possessive, and like he
Basically.
keeps asking questions, like looking for a different answer, and it's like you're not gonna get a different answer, man. You're trying to introduce insecurity and fear into a relationship that seems, you know, that they do not worry about these things that you worry about. It's like you're trying to project your deep fears onto these other people that do not have the fears.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it literally is just all projection. I mean, it's projecting their insecurities, or at least grifting it at minimal, but definitely at least, you know, projecting a lot of those insecurities, you know, onto everybody else and into society because, like, oh, they're the problem, not me. I'm going to be in denial about my issues. That's basically what it comes down to.
But aren't you afraid? Look under the bed. There's going to be a monster under there. And they're like, no, I mean...
There's going to be a man who's going to fuck my woman underneath my bed. As soon as I fall asleep, she fucks him. I have to check my bed every night and make sure he ain't there.
We trust that there's no monsters under the bed. We've looked under the bed before, and we've learned that there's nothing really to be afraid of. It's like, so you just are in your room in the dark and you don't look under the... I don't understand, but what if the monsters get you? He just like does not understand the concept that they're not worried about what he's worried about. What we're going to see in the comments, I think, is going to be a little surprising because they're not good. What's that? The comments aren't good on the internet? Yeah, something triggered her when he asked that question. Something going on. Bro lives in La La Land. Rip. She doesn't respect him. Like, what is this? What is it with people like reading?
Dude, it's literally because, once again, we have removed all contextual analysis online. Everything you get, and
Really, just about that. I mean, it's just that they assume that, like, everyone is also, like, on some level, like, you know, like on some deeper level of their insecurity and must be playing a part of it, you know, to a certain extent, and have to project that out, you know, to society and thus literally everybody in it. So, like, when you have a dude who seems pretty fine and confident with his relationship and shit, you know, like, you know, being secure with himself, and, you know, like, they were like, oh, well, nah, look at her, she don't respect you, she's just gonna fucking, like, ditch you and this and that. Like, it's all just, like, you know, hyper-assumptionary, like, projection of their insecurities, you know, what they think, you know, like, based on either past experiences or what they've been groomed and indoctrinated into thinking on what, like, you know, reality is, or how, like, you know, women act and shit, even though there's, like, no fucking monolith to any of it.
everyone is everyone is incredibly biased and only can see the world from their incredibly narrow framework.
I don't know if it's just a camera angle, but oh my god, his hands are bigger than his head.
Because there are so many unimaginably insecure kids out there online, and you have no idea that that's like a fucking pasty little nerd who hasn't even seen the world yet, let alone experienced it, let alone been hurt or been happy with another person. You have no way of looking at that guy and recognizing that that person probably doesn't know what they're talking about. That's it. And then you got, oh, thank you. Men and women are too different to spend one-on-one time as friends without something else going on. That's crazy. That's insane to say, brother. Yeah.
That is just the most stupidest shit right there, honestly. It's like, if that's the case, then, I mean, I should literally be slaying pussy left and right then. But that's not what happens, because that's literally not what happens in reality. That's just absurd. That's fucking comical. Like, that's not what happens. Like, it just really confirms, you know, also what I was talking about. Like, these motherfuckers literally just, like, barely, you know, understand how the world works and just, like, have not experienced any of it. Or, like, hardly any at all. Or they, like, they'll go out maybe once or twice, you know, have a bad experience and not do it again. Just be, like, a shut-in and shit. I mean, it's, like, it's just pathetic in a lot of ways. It's, like, I mean, and the thing is, like, I mean, it's not like they can't work their fucking shit out. I mean, it's, like... And the thing is, like, you know, if they were, you know, honestly able to just, like, acknowledge and, you know, figure some shit out, you know, I guarantee you a good chunk of these dudes probably wouldn't really be, you know, bad people, but they've just been, you know, in a lot of ways, you know, like, groomed or indoctrinated into thinking, you know, that, you know, like, this type of, you know, idea or broader world philosophy is, you know, the way to go with it. Even though it's, like, just, you know, adds more fuel to that fucking fire.
When me and my mom are watching a movie, it's weird, dude. We're just too different, you know? There's no way. There's no way. Me and your mom, on the other hand, you know? It's weird. It's weird as dude. It's a weird-ass thing to say. Your mom is not your girlfriend? What the f*** are you talking about? Your mom is my girlfriend. However, that's not even what I'm saying. You can absolutely hang out with a woman and not have it be sexual. What are you talking about? What kind of a nervous wreck are you? Does every woman want to fuck you when you're alone with them? Is that how that works?
The tea leaves of someone's
I mean, I think it more or less implies that the dude thinks that, like, oh, if I'm hanging out with a woman one-on-one, I need to try to fuck her. Like, I mean, it's almost like, you know, some, like, obligation if it's like a one-on-one, you know, interaction.
Language when they're being accosted on the street for an interview. They're out and about, they're busy, they're like having a night out, they've given you a little bit of their time that, you know, you did not deserve, and people think that they know these people's relationship better than they do.
How old are you?
23.
How old is your man?
I actually have a girlfriend.
Okay, that's sick. So wait,
he didn't expect that.
Yeah, I honestly think, all right, cool. I didn't either, but right on. You know, it's just, I can't tell if he's saying that's sick in a good way or a bad way.
I love how, just first off, thoughts here? Like, he just really does not know what's going on, and he needs...
Wait, does he not understand that, like, you know, lesbians exist? It's like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do with this.
But your counter argument is stupid too. You didn't put context into it. My counter argument is stupid. What counter argument do you need to say men and women can have healthy platonic relationships without there ever being any kind of sexual undertone or sexual overtone associated with it, and that it all falls under the umbrella of, like, women and men are not all that different. They're all just fucking people. I can't believe I have to do, like, super basic stuff here, but I have to put it in the most, like, argumentative debate bro format so that, like, some people can legitimately comprehend what I'm saying. It's like people asking, like, no, dude, you have to logically explain to me how men and women can be, how women and men are the same. Logically, you have to explain it. It's like, well, at a
you must use logic.
point, you just, I don't know if I'll be able to fucking unwind your brain.
Nothing but pure unadulterated logic. None of this esoteric shit. You must use nothing but calculus and mathematical pragmatism, my gal. It's like, oh my god. Man, dude, debate bro motherfuckers, I swear to god. And honestly, I feel like a lot of them are just chatters that are just, that feel like they're hot shit. That's what I feel like. Here, kind of want to skip around to, maybe, like, a little more. I want to see what shit was going on with this guy.
The Vegas Strip or something.
I'll put it to you. I'm almost certain that
Vegas Strip. So it is in Vegas. Oh my god, I swear to god, if I meet one of these motherfuckers, dude.
that's Ventura Boulevard. It looks a lot like that's, I mean, maybe it's not, but it looks a lot like it's Ventura Boulevard.
This way. I don't ever tell a woman what she can and can't do. However,
is it Miami?
If she does certain things,
oh, then I'm wrong.
I'm no longer with her. If that makes sense.
The first video,
so crazy, dude.
The first video looked like the Valley.
I'm getting such
this video looks more Miami
controlling vibes. He's presenting this like it's boundaries, but the boundary is that you cannot talk to men. Any other man but me.
So where do you draw the line?
If he's not your brother or your cousin or your father or your uncle, then you shouldn't have any communication with him, you know?
You know what that means, bull.
Why? Like, why, you fucking weird freak? You control freak? Like, I mean, is there a reason why, like, you know, she shouldn't be? Because, oh, you're so insecure that you think that, you know, she's gonna fuck any dude that isn't, like, you know, a familiar other? Like, are you serious? What if she has, like, an old friend from high school that she talks to frequently? It's like, what, you're just gonna, like, you know, exclude communication because you want to set up, like, some weird, like, personal cult with her or some shit? Oh my god, these people are psychotic, man. Like, seriously, like, they really think that there's, like, you know, like, merit or value to this idea that, like, you know, there needs to be, like, you know, some element of hyper control and, like, and dictation on, like, you know, what your partner fucking does. Because I guarantee you, if it was, like, you know, a woman who's like, oh, no, I need to, like, eyeball what the fuck my man's doing at all time. Like, they're going to say, oh, well, this is what happens when female privilege gets out of hand. This is what feminism does to bitches. Like, they will say shit like that. Like, when the shoe's on the other foot, when it's a two-way street, suddenly they don't like it. So it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's like, fuck you, you piece of shit. If you don't like it when it's done to your ass, then, you know, fuck off. You know, quit doing that shit. Maybe you aren't cut out to be in a fucking relationship if, you know, that's how you think. Because if you don't like it when it's done to your ass, then maybe you shouldn't be, you know, playing in the kitchen if you don't like the fucking heat, motherfucker.
No grandpas. If she's talking to her grandpa, I leave her ass on the street, dude. No grandpas, dude.
Yeah, Chatter's about to have smoke for Jarvis. Be like, Jarvis, actually, that's not what he meant. How about you debate him? How about you actually address the issue
your way out of it, bro.
And don't try to add any, like, funny seasoning to the matter, and debate him in a hyper-rational way. Grandpas would probably fall under the same broad categorization of family members, being permissible male partners that your female, your femoid can cohabitate spaces with privately. You would have to give an example of a person that is not an immediate family member that a male and a female could be around in a platonic way.
If she's taking...
I mean, if anything, you just have to do blood tests. You know, every girl that you end up being a, you know, partner with, it's like, all right, we're going to be doing some blood tests on you and all your family members, supposedly, so we can, you know, see if you're genetically related in any way, meaning, shape, form. So then, you know, we can see if past qualifications, you know, to be able to speak with them as a man. And we're only going to be blood testing all the males on your side of the family. It's like, oh my god. These people are freaks, man. They are some freakazoids, my dude. Some freakazoids. Utter freakazoids. Oh, wait, who the oh, wait, oh, that's just, no, let's say a sponsor's name. Oh, what's going on with this chick? Was she in the back? Oh, yeah, oh, there she is. There she is. Now! Why did I do that? Okay, there we go.
Much?
Like Elon Musk.
Don't even have to do a date that costs money.
He gotta be rich as fuck like Elon Musk. Like
how much?
Like Elon Musk.
This
Is she the...
That has to be staged. I mean, either that or he found, like, the random gold digger that happened to be in Miami or some shit. I mean, it's like, okay.
Same person?
feels so fake, dude. This has to be fake. No one's saying that. Like, this is fake.
Elon Musk would eat this all night.
Okay, this is so staged.
That's staged. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. My fucking, like, you know, fake bullshit is just like, you know, those senses are tingling right off the bat, dude. Dude, I guarantee you he probably just, like, hired, you know, her to be like, hey, you want $50 to say some stupid shit for the camera? Oh, $50? Sure. You know, it's like, they'll pay for me and my girls, you know, for, like, you know, 2 drinks. Or some shit, you know, it's like, there you go.
This is not a real...
It's probably not $50, probably more like 500.
What? The last thing I expected to hear in this video. And I'm not even going to repeat it, because I don't...
Elon Musk does not eat pussy. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I think it's more comical, the idea that Elon Musk would eat pussy. He would, like, you know, melt down on the idea of even trying to figure that out. He wouldn't even be able to do it. Like, he just would melt down, dude. He would break down and not understand what to do. Like, he'd probably literally cry and curl up in a ball because he wouldn't understand how to do it, dude. It's like, he would just cry. He would just cry about it. And you know what? Good. Fuck his ass. Right. Oh, there you are. Oh. Little sleepy thing. Little goofball. Oh. He's so cute. He's so cute. Just an adorable little thing, I tell you what. What the hell's this? Here, before I delve into this weird ass little video, go to the bathroom real quick. I knew it. He just immediately got up over that. And I'll be right back. Don't want to delve into another little weird ass thing. Little pull up. Hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. Jesus. Fucking battery ram. Man. My God, dog. Trying to kill me? Get a life insurance policy on my ass, dog? Damn. Fucking crazy ass mud. Oh. What did you think of the song? Oh, fuck, I didn't even get a chance to fucking check it out yet today. You know, here, before we even delve into what I want to look at, you know, let me find it. Oh, pulling up on okay, wait, hold on. Did it pull up Discord? It did. Okay, don't pull it up on Discord, goddammit.
I got guns, hoes, money, troll, cars, boats. You should know, dogs, bros, squad, bros, hold up, bro. Guns, hoes, money, troll, cars, boats.
Dude, Mr. Rogers, yo. Fucking throw down the bars, Rogers. Oh shit.
Feel good, sure that you already know. One thing's understood, ain't nothing that stop my groove. I'm like, true I am. Rosario Dawson and who I am. If it's cool with you, girl, I can move right in. You do not understand. Like, see, look at me. Look at me, I'm on the beach. Don't try to holler, cause I'm out of reach. I got no service, I'm out on the keys. Look up a women, my daughter's
What the hell?
One shot for me.
Whoa. Dude, Rogers throwing down the Riz. Little toe game Riz. Oh shit. Dude, all the coke, bro. Yo. He's like, yeah, you ain't taking that bear. I got coke in there. You know, why do I feel like Mr. Rogers probably did have some hardcore tats? Cocaine bear. Dude, it is a cocaine bear. Hell yeah. Don't look in the bear. Got cocaine hidden in there. For all you know, that is my cocaine bear. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, dude, I thought that was the end of the song. Whoa, it only just begun. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shut up. Oh shit, dude. Roger's got that Riz. He got some bitches up in there. Oh shit. Oh, damn.
How about that drink, you gon' finish that? If you're bro talking shit, I'm gon' get his ass. I got two hands that gon' fit his ass. Knock on my coat, he gon' shit his ass.
Uh-oh.
My phone's up in Trinidad. About to make films up on Skin and Mac. Oh, you just jealous because my bedroom sound like...
You know, I can understand why coke could be a part drug, but I don't really get it. I mean, the one time I've done it, it didn't really do anything for me. But, you know, I can understand why some people might like it. Oh, shit, dude. Me neither. Yeah. I mean, well, you know, like, since I have at least experience with it, I can at least say, you know, hey, you know, it's like, I've done it, see what's about, and, you know, wasn't really my thing. Honestly, the whole, like, nose situation wasn't really as bad as I thought it would be. But, I mean, it also just kind of felt like I was just, like, you know, up on coffee. Like, I literally felt like I was like, ooh, I just, like, took, like, 2, like the coffees I normally have. It's like I took 2 of those, like, and chugged those. Like, that's just all it felt like. And I was like, oh, well, I feel very energetic right now. Like, it didn't really do anything else besides that. Which I kind of understand why, like I said, you know, if you're kind of feeling like, oh, man, I need a little pick-me-up. I kind of understand that when you're, like, you know, partying all night and shit, and you kind of need a little something to bump you up a little bit. Might as well drink coffee. Yeah, but that's the thing, you know? It's like, might as well drink fucking coffee or something at that point. Just have, like, an energy drink or a coffee or something. I mean, because that's all it really did for me. I don't even really feel, like, the hook, you know, of it or anything. I mean, I suppose I might not deny it, you know, from, you know, the buddy, you know, that offered it, but if he offers again, but, I mean, whatever. I guess it just depends on my mood, but, you know, I don't care about it. I'd rather just smoke weed, do psychedelics every now and then and shit, and, you know, have a brewski or 2. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm really about. I'm old to explore, but it's just like, I mean, there was definitely things I have a line in the fucking sand where I'm just like, nope. And I know you said you like the meth method, but yeah, that's one where I have a line in the sand where it's like, nope. I've seen what meth does to a motherfucker multiple fucking times. I have plenty of, you know, observational experience, you know, growing up and, you know, up till today, basically, to realize that. So I'm like, nope, not that. Opioid-style drugs, nope, not that. I mean, it's like, coke, it's not my thing, but as long as I trust the person, you know, and like I'm buddies with them and stuff like that, sure, but whatever. You know, I'm not really going to go out of my way looking for that because I don't give a fuck about it. Enjoy looking like a skeleton. Yeah, and also, I already look like in stick bug as it is, even though I eat a decent amount, so I already got that issue as it is, so I don't really need to exacerbate that. So, fuck that. I ain't about, you know, looking like a literal skeleton. I don't want that. That'd be some bullshit. And obviously, very cringe. Like, imagine, like, this, but basically, like, you can literally see, like, every, like, detail of my bones, dude. I already find it weird as fuck that, like, you know, it's like, you know, you got the whole skeletal thing. Like, I mean, when you kind of start really thinking about it, it's like, bruh, like, our consciousness and all of our, you know, like, sentience all up in this shit, and you're technically inside a skeleton when you, like, kind of, like, yeah, then you get, like, the cheekbones, you know, like, I could feel them, too. Like, when I press in, like, I could feel that shit. Feel around sock. It's like once you kind of start realizing the details of what's going on there, and just like, what the hell? And just like, okay. Human skeletons honestly are just kind of freaky looking, I will admit. I mean, they're cool. I think, you know, like skulls and shit like that are badass, but I mean, when you kind of break it down though, like, you know, to the root of like, yeah, you live in that, it's like, that ends up adding a little like, okay, whoa. Oh, for real? Yeah, it's just like, it's just kind of strange. Knowing that we're basically like a meat gelatinous blob being held up by bones. Like, that's what's holding us all together, is that. It's just kind of like a little weird. It's like, whoa, we could literally just be gelatinous meat bags if it wasn't for our bones and our skeleton structure. But, you know, we would either basically just be slug species or exoskeleton species. Honestly, it'd be kind of badass, you know, to have, like, you know, an exoskeleton of some sort. But I guess that technically wouldn't be compatible at this point. Well, I don't know. Maybe the, you know, insects will have their day again a little bit. Like, at least, you know, the ones that survive and push through, because, you know, with enough CO2 in the air, they'll probably, you know, get back into, like, being these gigantic things, and they end up rising and creating a civilization, you know, and it's like, oh shit, dude. How much you want to bet it's going to be the cockroaches, too? Those motherfuckers can survive radiation, for fuck's sake. It's like, I mean, what the hell? It's like you could behead one of those things and like the body of that cockroach will still be alive for like a week or so. It's like, what? So if it's like a female pregnant cockroach and you behead it and, you know, that body will still be alive, and that thus means it could still technically like lay its eggs and thus repopulate. It's like, fuck, bro. For like over a week. So over a week? Oh my god. You know, I'm so glad. I know Oregon has cockroaches, but I'm so glad they are not a problem. Like, they are a lot more of like, you know, out in the rural areas and shit like that, or at least not really like infestatious in comparison to other places, because oh my god, man. I mean, I don't know what would be worse, like having to deal with the stupid tiny little sugar ants, you know, and just having like, you know, a little like train of them, you know, just like finding the weirdest like obscure fucking thing that you don't even know where it is. You just see this like little conga line of these motherfuckers and you're just like, where'd you come from? Like, I mean, it's like you got some, you know, those bitches, you know, and, you know, you get fruit flies every now and then. It's like, at least up here, like, those are like the two big bastards that are just annoying. And, of course, regular old houseflies. But, I mean, that's kind of standard no matter where you go anyway. But, I mean, at least when it comes to up here, like, those little ants and, like, fruit flies are so annoying. And if you have pets, fleas, depending on the time of year, because some years aren't really that bad, and some years are just fucking terrible with it. We kind of get our seasons of infestations, and it kind of sucks. At least around here, but I think it's just because, like, there's so much, like, fertility and so much, like, life around here, at least especially in the valley area. It just makes it very vibrant for just, well, life in general to, you know, prosper and shit. Like, I mean, I'll see, like, you know, just, like, I mean, at least at this point, like, whenever I, like, start opening up these, like, peanut packages I'll have, like, in the, you know, when I, you know, put that out, like, I'll notice, like, you know, at least for the crows, like, squirrels and scrub jays and shit, they all, like, you know, almost like clockwork will show up and almost, like, show up in the same spot. So, like, there's a crow. I actually caught it on stream when it showed up, like, when I was doing a coffee stream this morning. Like, this crow showed up, you know, landed on this branch, and it's the one perch that it always goes to. It's like the one branch that it always likes to sit at. It's the same crow, I know that much. And it calls out, you know, to, you know, the other crows in the area, or at least I live around that little spot, and, you know, and I'll put some across the street, and then, you know, once I take a few steps back, usually that one will, like, come down and start picking at, you know, some of the nuts I left. And I feel like they might have left me some gifts, because I noticed that there was a pencil next to my squirrel platform that was all dirty as hell, and I'm kind of thinking that, you know, the crows left that for me. And I also noticed some other weird thing, like I think some string or something in one of the spots that I put some nuts in. So I'm wondering if they left that too. They're starting to leave me gifts. It's kind of cool. They land near me when I start walking toward me before I even drop peanuts. They're so certain that I will. And I kind of feel like they're the same way with me, you know, honestly, at this point. The scrub jay that comes around, well, that little dude will land within like 10 feet of me at this point. Like, that scrub jay has honestly gotten really chill and, you know, kind of lax around me at this point. Not close enough to, like, you know, get really close to me, but I could tell that the scrub jay is actually kind of like starting to recognize that, like, ooh, you give out food. It's hot. It's honestly, oh god, goddamn, harsh shit. But it's honestly, like, you know, so cool though, because, like, I mean, I feel like at a certain point, like, when I do it enough, like, I know at a certain rate they'll start coming up to me. Especially the corvids. Like, I imagine, you know, those crows will eventually, you know, come up to me pretty quickly, given enough time. So I have to put peanuts in a bush or under a car where the crows can't go. I mean, I have such a large bag, that's what I do. Like, I have a few spots where I, you know, put some peanuts at, and then I'll, like, spread some on my yard, put some in the, like, trees and some of the shrubs and stuff like that. And I just kind of toss them out and let them scatter and shit. And then like I have my scroll platform, which the crows don't usually go to. So I put a bunch of, on my little pile there. So I have a few spots to, where the crows usually don't get to, or at least don't go to as often. They usually just pick out whatever's on the ground. Honestly, I need to set up, more platforms and, like a little hut or something like that. I need to get some more shit. Still feed the crows? Well, yeah. I mean, I do too. I feed all the critters around here. I mean, at a certain point, you kind of end up doing that by proxy, even if you're specifically trying to feed squirrels or something like that. Like, you just kind of end up, feeding all the local wildlife. Every now and then, I'll find a raccoon that, pick up whatever scraps and shit. Or possums. Anyway, here, let's check this out.
Another one of those brilliant moments where I really wish that I did pre-recorded stuff or DMCA wasn't an issue, but unfortunately it definitely is. So Michael Knowles just posted a tweet that says, "My political ideology is whatever bans this and ostracizes who made it. And I regret to inform you guys that this is an attack on my life because
oh shit.
That is literally Vaush."
Oh shit. Oh dude. Oh shit. It's Voosh, dude. Oh shit. He's in it. Dude, he's in a fucking cartoon, bro.
Oh, that's a dead ringer. I can't even complain this time. Love.
Here, you know what? Got the guy in the corner, got Voosh there in the other corner. Oh my fucking god, dude. It basically is Vosh, bro. Like, what the... Dude, oh my god, it pretty much is. Holy shit.
One of the standard archetypes for a white guy, like if you're choosing like preset character creation options in like an RPG, you just cycle by my face. One of these days I have to shave just to beat the allegations. Honestly, it's insane. Also, I would never wear a cardigan over a button up, but whatever. I mean, you are the quintessential bear. Yeah, you know what? You make fun of me, okay? You make fun of us. You guys love to hate quirked up white boys, but I'll tell you, we're in hot demand out there,
We are.
See,
I mean, I'm definitely kind of a quirked up white boy myself.
And everyone here is a bottom. People like me in hot demand, okay? So
hey, there's a lot of bottoms in Portland too. Hey, like, Vosh, you gotta give us a fucking credit once in a while, you son of a bitch. Like, you fucking Seattleites always, undermine us. You know what, we do too, but at least I'm out here trying to give, fair shake to you Seattleites, you fucks. But no, you never do that for Portland. No, you don't want to ever give us some fucking cred, where it's due, you bastards. Fucking little yuppie Seattle little bitch boys.
Bosh, you're not ginger, though? I got red in my beard. I got red.
I mean, yeah. It's like my friend Metal T. Like, he's kind of, like, got mostly brown hair, or, like, kind of, for the most part, but he's got definitely some red going on there. I mean, the camera doesn't really show it, though.
Anyway, so this is this Coco Melon? I saw people in the chat saying this is Coco Melon. Oh, here's Michael Knowles when he was doing his game.
Dude, I love whenever Michael Knowles starts complaining about, like, queer things, like, everybody just, like, spams him with this. It's like, hey, you were in a gay sex scene once in a movie. Like, shut up. I love it.
Gay acting. This is Coco Melon? Okay, so basically, here we go. I can't play this because of copyright. I know.
You know what? Now that, like, they're actually right next to each other, I mean... that literally is just Vosh. I mean, that pretty much is like, Vosh if you made him a cartoon character. I mean, for fuck's sake, that's literally what. That's what it is right there.
Excuse me. Co-parter, you are not the archetype of a bear. You are the archetype of a craft brew drinking Seattle hipster. You.
Fuck you, no. No. Don't even try to walk that back, Vosh. You know you are. You literally look aesthetically like that, okay? Shut up.
Okay, I don't wear flannels, for one.
Yeah, you have before. You have worn flannels before. I don't even want to hear that bullshit.
Okay, I don't wear...
And what the hell's wrong with flannels?
Suspenders. Okay.
You don't have to wear suspenders to be that way. Oh my God, Vosh, you fucking weird little. You're really confirming it more when you do this.
I don't drink beer. Okay, for one,
you still drink liquor though. You still drink mixed drinks, and they're definitely hipster style drinks. Still applies. You don't. Again, Voosh. It's not you know, Seattle hipsters are not a monolith here.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why I don't wear flannels, by the way. I used to wear flannels more often, but then it was like, I'm literally that guy. I will
What do you mean, that guy, Vosh? Huh? It's quintessential Pacific Northwest. I mean, what do you mean? You fucking Cali boy. You're showing your goddamn fucking Cali side, you little fucking bastard. Oh, flannels, oh, PNW, I'm that guy. I'm gonna be like stereotypical Pacific Northwestern type of dude. Ugh, I don't want to be that guy, even though I live in Seattle. It's like, I mean, dude, just suck it up and embrace it, for fuck's sake. Because honestly, I mean, he would look good in flannel, and I think he actually does, because he did admit it, like, because he has in the past. I remember, like, he used to wear some flannels. So it's like, dude, you look good in that shit. So why the hell are you not wearing it now? It's like, just embrace it. Don't be. I'm wearing like plaid / like flannel style fucking scarf for fuck's sake. I mean, that's how flannel I am. Like, I go literally all flannel if I can help it, damn it. Like, I mean, that's like quintessential, like, you know you're a Pacific Northwesterner when you love some flannel. And that's how you know that Vosh ain't, because he's a Cali boy. This is some Cali shit that, you know, is being fucking spewed our way, and I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. In fact, you know, it's like, you know, flannel ain't necessarily just a PNW thing. I mean, you know, it's like there's some cross-solidarity with, like, the Midwest, you know, the fucking flyover states, even in the South to an extent. Like, because, I mean, some boys in the South, you know, they like their flannel too, you know, and there's like some fucking weird Southern boys, you know, wannabe cowboys that wear fucking flannel and shit with their fucking 10-galloners or whatever. So it's like, I mean, you know, flannel ain't just a PNW thing, but, you know, being, you know, like a quintessential PNW type of guy, I mean, flannel is a part of that, you know, qualification. It's like, you gotta at least have some flannel in that fucking, you know, wardrobe. You gotta have some flannel drip. What type of flannel drip, don't matter. You just gotta have at least some of it. Just something. You know, at least a flannel shirt of some type.
For suspenders once a month.
Which Vosh does have, but he's insecure and in denial about it because he's a Cali boy.
I don't care how high-waisted pants pilled I get. These are the read like an open book. You guys, all of you.
Yeah, fuck you too, Vosh. I love how, like, even his chat's kind of calling him out, being like, yeah, nah. I mean, it's easy to read your ass, and dude, it really is. Come on, dude, you're just showing off. You're just trying to project your Cali boy side out of you, Vosh. I mean, come on.
Let's sort of painstakingly, agonizingly drag this segment away from me, my favorite subject, and towards
cartoon you.
This video, which according to Michael Knowles is child grooming. I assume. He didn't say that, but that's the implication. Okay, so basically, this is...
I mean, so far, why does he want this banned? Besides Michael Knowles being a fucking fascist piece of garbage, diuretical, like, bubbling, fluidic dog shit. I mean, you know, it's like, outside of being that, like, I mean, why does he want this banned?
Genders, or whatever. Okay, so the two dads, it's a gay couple, by the way, very...
Okay, well, there we go, right off the bat, that's probably why. Woke, and one of them's black, and got broccoli top, extra woke. You know, at least a ginger gay guy could accept if he at least kept it in the closet, but... It's all woke!
Something that we know about you, you learn to get up and dance. See, look, they're doing a little sing-song, and then there's a little ladybug. I guess this is what the kids watch on YouTube Kids, or whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah, so the parents, you know, like, show them this, and it's like a little sing-along to get their kids to sing to it. Yeah, it's just literally stereotypical, like, kids' cartoon shit.
That idiot down there, that's the kid. This stupid.
that little idiot down there.
Learn to get up and
yeah,
dance.
Look at that little dipshit. Yeah, look at this little dumb fuck. Look at this dumb ass right here. Look at this little dweeb.
Why don't
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that little dork. Fucking idiot. Don't get at me for that. I'm just taking on what Vosh said. I'm just playing it up.
pick out those moves for your 2 biggest fans, and then the kid puts on a tiara.
No! Satan has dispossessed this child! Nay! This child, this boy, wears a tiara and a tutu? No! Not on my fucking watch, these woke communist liberals. Ugh. Blech. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. I mean, it's like, you know, and before you showed the fucking picture of goddamn fucking, like, Teddy Roosevelt as a child, or, like, Franklin Roosevelt as a child in a dress. I mean, it's like, I would not be surprised if Vosh actually pulls that up. Because it's honestly such a easy dunk. I mean, really. If you really honestly just fucking think about it, because honestly, back in the day, like, culturally, I mean, it was more acceptable and honestly seen as no big deal for, you know, little children, whether they're a boy or girl, to be, you know, dressed in some shit. At least, you know, one of the many reasons as to why. There was, at least, I know there's, like, different various cultural reasons, especially depending on, like, class and status, stuff like that. But at least, like, you know, broadly, it was more of a utilitarian thing because, like, you know, when you got a kid who's, like, you know, 5 years old or some shit, sometimes they're going to have a little accident, you know, just shitting themselves or pissing themselves or whatever the fuck, right? Like, it's a little easier to just kind of, you know, just lift that thing up and change the business going on down there, you know, when it comes to cleaning up, you know, versus having to, like, change a whole pair of pants and stuff like that, right? So it was seen as, like, easier to kind of clean up after the kids, so to speak. So that's why it was, you know, especially culturally, you know, all kids, you know, up to a certain age, basically up until puberty, essentially, where, you know, boy or girl would predominantly wear things like dresses and shit like that. Because, I mean, at least, you know, at that, you know, for ages like that, it was basically unisex. Which, to this day, we also have unisex fashion / clothing, too. Which is included, but not limited to, also dresses and shit like that as well. So, it's like, I mean, to a certain extent, like, that, you know, that stuff still exists. But, you know, it's just because it's no longer a typical cultural norm, so to speak. You know, especially, you know, because for, like, literally for, I don't even know how fucking long, for probably quite a long time, you know, at least probably since the foundation of the fucking country, that was seen as more of, like, a common thing where it's like, who gives a shit? It's whatever. If anything, that's actually probably the more utilitarian thing to do, because, you know, hey, sometimes the kids make a mess, and you want to make it easier on yourself. You don't want to have to, like, you know, clean, you know, the shit-riddled, you know, trousers that, you know, your kid shat in, you know, with the same clothes that you're washing with for you and your husband or whatever the fuck, or, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, in a lot of ways, it really is more of a utilitarian, you know, like, logic, if you really think about it. Which is why it was so common back then. And, hey, wow, shocker, America, was that woke? No. I mean, that's just how the culture was at the time. I mean, and wow, shocker, culture changes and shit. And, you know, in a lot of ways, I guess we're kind of, you know, I guess not for the same reasons, but kind of going back, you know, to some of that, you know, those type of ideas. Where it's like, hey, you know, if a little boy wants to wear a dress, you know, fuck it, who cares? You know, if a girl wants to wear, like, you know, some overalls, fuck it, who cares? Like, who gives a shit? You know what? And if they honestly feel like they don't really identify with the way they feel like when it comes to their biology and shit, fine. Let's, you know, have some counselor therapy and hash that out and, you know, affirm that, you know, care and shit. And it's like, because they're a kid who, like, I mean, like, you know, they obviously at the end of the day, you know, they're not going to understand every tiny little nuance, every little complexity and shit. So why make it more, you know, complicated for them? I mean, really, at the end of the day, it just comes, you know, to, like, why complicate things, you know, for a kid? When, you know, it's like, they're already trying to learn shit in the world and trying to learn, like, basic things and stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's like that, I mean, if anything, you know, it's like, that's why sex ed is so fucking important. Because, you know, it's like kids, you know, especially growing up, don't understand shit like this. They don't really understand these concepts and a lot of these complexities, especially when it comes to their own body, and they might not understand why they feel a certain way. And it's like in education, especially when it comes to things like sex ed and, oh, God forbid, gender education too, you know, included with that. It's like, I mean, that's why it's important. Because, hey, you know, sometimes a kid might, you know, learn something from that and realize, oh, hey, this might explain why I feel this way. You know, and let me maybe pursue further with, you know, this, and, you know, because this is how I generally feel. And I got a little educated from it. Like, why is that a bad thing? You know, and if it happens at an early age where you got like a, you know, like a fucking 3-year-old boy, you know, wearing a little tutu or some shit, then you know what? Whatever, who cares? Like, you know, I guess that's like an early hint, you know, so to speak, but, you know, whatever. You know, it's like they don't understand those concepts because they're a kid. Like, so why does it matter? It shouldn't matter. It didn't in the past, so why does it now?
Tutu. Which, brief, like, divergence, I guess, brief, like, tangent on this. This kid's, like, what, 2? 3? I hope this can be said, even if there's, like, a conservative listening or whatever, I hope this can be said without controversy. If you're, like, 2 or 3, you'll just, like, put whatever on. I don't think that 2 or 3-year-olds...
Dude, when I was fucking 2 or 3 years old, like, I mean, rest in peace, you know, Grandma K, but, like, dude, like, I remember when she would visit, like, dude, she made the most bomb-ass fuck cookies. I mean, one of the most earliest memories is those cookies, I will admit, but not to totally derail. But, like, she, you know, had a makeup kit. My mom's, like, you know, like, you know, my mom's bedroom and shit. There'd be times where I would straight up, like, sneak in that room and just, like, you know, explore, and I would find that and be like, huh, what's this? I see my mom do this a lot, and I would just, like, you know, just, you know, I guess, like, play around with makeup on my face, and then my, you know, grandma and my mom will catch me and be like, and well, honestly, from what they would tell me, they would laugh their ass off about it because they thought it was hilarious. Which, to be fair, my bald-ass little me with just, like, lipstick literally just, like, smeared all over my face and just powder everywhere, and, oh, I mean, to be fair, that probably would be a little amusing, because it's just me being a fucking idiot. It'd be good for that r/kids are fucking idiots subreddit if it was recorded. At least as a vintage, you know, at least. I mean, because, I mean, do you ever try to eat it? I mean, I wasn't old enough to remember that. I mean, the only reason why I'm, you know, mentioning the story is because my mom would tell the story over and over again because she thought it was hilarious. And also, I mean, I do have, like, very faint memories of my Grandma K and shit, and, like, you know, and she died at, you know, when I was really, really young, so it's not like, look, I mean, I guess, like, when it comes to some of my more earlier memories, you know, at least, like, at an early age, like, you know, remember my dad crying for the first time because of it, you know, because of her passing away. I mean, I, you know, vaguely remember, like, you know, making cookies with her and shit, and playing around with that makeup kit, mostly just because, like, you know, my mom would tell that story, and it's kind of clicked a little ancient memory file in my head with that. I mean, you know, so it's like, I mean, I have, like, faint-ass memories, because I was, like, 3, at most, maybe 4 at the time. Well, I had to at least been maybe at least at most maybe even 5, because if I didn't really start speaking until around like 5 years old, then it had to been at least maybe around that time, because, like, I mean, you know, I do vaguely remember, like, you know, being able to at least speak at that point, from at least what my mom tells me. So it had at least been around then. So maybe I was slightly older, you know, like, you know, maybe at least at most 5. So, yeah, it's like there are, like, you know, faint memories I do have of it, and at least from what I do remember, and at least from what my mom said, no, there were no bite marks or anything, so I didn't really try to eat or chew on anything. And honestly, from what I remember, and even from what my parents have said, like, that was never an issue. Like, I never really wanted to just, like, chew or just put things in my mouth. Because I know, like, that's, like, a thing that, like, kids will do a lot. But at least for me, like, that never really was a problem. I guess that really kind of shows the autism a little bit, because I am kind of finicky about textures, and especially when it comes to food. Sometimes it ain't always the flavor. Sometimes just the texture of the things. If the texture is fucking funk and bunk, and I'm not gonna like it. What are you doing over there? Goofball. Anyway, enough of Sunlock.
Part are looking at a tutu and a tiara and thinking like, no, that's the different gender clothing. Like, it's literally like they're not even kids, really. They're babies. You know, I don't think those associations are even present. But the implication from the Michael Knowles tweet is that this is the product.
You know what? Honestly, not even. I'm trying not to Sunlock again, but you know, I just thought of another thing. You know, when it comes to shit like this. But let's let's fast forward. Let's say this is like, you know, about a teenager doing this or something. Because honestly, like, when I was a teenager, I was, you know, being a rebellious little fuck. I mean, sometimes, you know, honestly, around this time, parents will, like, hide my phone or my controllers away to ground me. And, of course, I'm a rebellious little prick. I mean, I always have been. I mean, look at me, I'm a punk. You know, like, I openly identify that way. I'm still a rebellious bastard. But, like, you know, I would, you know, try to find that shit. But honestly, like, I mean, I remember there was, like, one time where, you know, well, I found that shit. It wasn't really that hard. You know, and I also found, like, you know, some of my mom's old-ass stockings from back, like, in the day and shit. Honestly, I remember trying that shit on thinking, like, damn, I look kind of good in this, you know, or some shit. Like, you know, back when I was, like, fucking 15 or something. You know, it's just, like, I mean, you know, and it's, like, you know, honestly, if you know, like, at the end of the day, it's, like, it shows that, like, you know, the youth kind of have an idea, maybe if they don't really totally completely comprehend what the fuck they're thinking about necessarily, or, like, or understand why they're into certain things. Like me finding leggings, you know, that, you know, my mom used to wear or some shit and trying them on and being like, damn, these are kind of fine on me. Or, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, like, I didn't, at least at the time, I didn't understand why I was into shit like that, but look back into it, it's because I'm a bisexual fuck that, you know, likes to express the feminine side of myself sometimes. Like, I mean, now I know why, but back then I never knew. I just kind of knew that, like, yeah, there's, like, being gay, being bi, and straight, and this and that. I don't know where I fall on that. And it really never really went farther than that. You know, so it's like, I mean, you know, it's still kind of, you know, complex, you know, like, well, I'm into it, but I don't know what to call it, you know, type of thing for a while. Because I just wasn't totally educated. And honestly, at least on a high school level, if you're, like, a junior or senior, I mean, there should be even extra, like, complex education on sex ed to an extent where it's like, hey, you know, there are things called kinks, and there are a variety of them, and sometimes the name of these kinks can be kind of morbid. You know, we don't have to necessarily get into that, but the general concept of what those are, you know, it's like, you know, let's give you basic education on what those are, because sometimes you might realize you might be into a certain thing that might be seem a little weird or odd or something like that, you know, but nonetheless, people have them as, you know, sexual interest and shit. I mean, I do think that's okay, you know, at least on a junior to, like, senior level, or at least just broadly high school level. I mean, I started sex ed when I was in 5th grade, so, I mean, I was learning, like, you know, the basics of shit, you know, by that point, so when it comes to the more, you know, extra complexities about things like that, I mean, I think, you know, the basic bare foundations, without having to go into detail about it, like, I think it's okay. I mean, and because that's all that's really being advocated for by, like, progressives and leftists and shit. It's like the bare foundation of what these things are. When it comes to, like, you know, sex ed, when it comes to gender education, when it comes to the extra complexities of that, like when it comes to gender identity, when it comes to non-binary, intersex, kinks, things like that. I mean, obviously, there's a certain level, like, as, you know, the, you know, kid progresses through the, you know, education system, you know, it gets more complex and more complicated as it goes. But, I mean, that's just how it always is when it comes to any education. So why should this be any fucking different? Because it hurts your fifis, and it goes against your fucking conditioning of being like, oh, you have to wait until marriage because, oh, it goes against my religious beliefs or something. It's like, fuck off. It's like, that shit shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be enforced. Like, I mean, it should be educated as an idea of being like, hey, you know, some people, you know, do that as a form of, like, preventative, you know, sex measures. They'll just not do it, you know, and be abstinent, you know. It's like, because I, you know, when it came to my sex ed, I was taught about what abstinence was, but also at the same time, I was taught what condoms were. Not just male condoms, but female condoms. And when it comes to, like, you know, different forms of preventive sex measures, like, you know, spermicide, like, you know, day after pills, shit like that. I mean, it wasn't just like, oh, abscess only. It was like, it was that and everything else. I mean, that's how it should be. Just teach all of it. Yeah, at least at the basic foundational level. I mean, because that's what it's about. I mean, if you want to get to the extra nitty gritty, then that's what like community college and universities are for. Like, I mean, where you get into the extra hardcore details and all the heavy, you know, sociological, neurological complexities of everything, right? Like, I mean, but the basic foundation is what like the elemental like education system is about. And to restrict any level of that shit should be in, you know, a fucking indictment of, you know, like trying to destroy the education system basically, and just be, you know, fundamentally destructive against it, you know, to try to withhold any form of that, whether it's via sex ed or anything else besides. This also includes like trying to, you know, like ban certain books at, you know, school libraries and public ones as well. And also, like, you know, when it comes to, you know, trying to, like, you know, like, prevent, you know, certain teachers from teaching just because they happen to be queer and shit. You know, because they happen to have a pride flag up in their fucking classroom or something. I mean, it's like, man, God forbid these fucking fascist southern piece of hick shit motherfuckers, you know, come to the, you know, P&W in classrooms that I used to go to and shit. Because, man, they would have an aneurysm. And this is back in the early 2010s and shit. I graduated in 15. Like, you know, my high school years were early 2010s. And, you know, honestly, when it came to things being woke at that point, I mean, I was exposed to it, and guess what? Like, it wasn't really a big deal. No one really treated it that big of a deal. If anything, it was kind of cool that teachers were able to kind of express themselves and personalize their classrooms and shit like that, honestly. Like, every classroom was kind of personalized a little bit. Like, dude, my health teacher and shit, for example, dude, he was like a fucking hippie. Like, he had, like, the Beatles posters, you know, put up. Like, fucking, you know, like, 60s, you know, like, type of stuff put up. Like, he was definitely, like, you know, 60s, 70s, like, rock and roll type of guy. I still see him every now and then. He'll come into my store occasionally. I mean, he will substitute at the school every now and then, but for the most part, he's pretty much retired. But he's a really cool dude. I mean, but, like, you know, it's like, I mean, like, again, they would have an aneurysm. If they saw his room, they would have an aneurysm. And there was nothing about, like, gay pride or anything like that in his room or anything. But all the other shit that they would be against, like, you know, hippie, you know, like, John Lennon, fucking, you know, Beatles style, like, you know, just like, you know, obviously kind of implicit, kind of a stoner bro type of shit going on. It's like, I mean, they wouldn't be in favor of that type of shit at all. Especially when it came to his humor, too. Like, he was a little raunchy, too, a little bit. I remember, like, when we were watching a sex ed documentary, and, you know, like, they went no holds barred in the documentary, by the way. Like, I saw a live fucking birth in that documentary, and this motherfucker rewinded it, and this is in the era of VHS, so when you rewind, you watch it, but it's backwards. So not only did I see a live birth, but that motherfucker rewinded it, and that baby got sucked back in, dude. It was the most fucked up thing, but he was laughing his ass off. Everyone was like, oh, God, like freaking out, and I just heard him going, just laughing so sinisterly, dude. I mean, to be fair, that's my type of humor. I would do the same thing, to be fucking frank. But, I mean, you know, it's like, hey, you know, we gotta have a little lightheartedness when we're seeing a lot of, like, you know, shit where we're just like, oh God, you know, so, you know, hey, there had to be a lightheartedness. There was a few of us laughing. I was laughing because I was just like, oh shit, okay, and I looked around and saw everyone's reaction, and I was just laughing at that. I just thought that was hilarious. Because honestly, you know, like I said, it's my type of humor. I appreciate it. I like it. But like I said, they would have an aneurysm over a motherfucker like that. And it's like, and honestly, it makes me honestly appreciate, it really does make me appreciate, like, the education I did have, even though I argued there was a lot of fucking problems. And I've talked about that shit, you know, before. There's a lot of problems with the education system out here. Like, I mean, like, the arts were, like, heavily cut, you know, in many ways, to the point where we couldn't even partake in a Starlight Parade one year, my sophomore year. So it's like, we couldn't even do that shit. I mean, it's because of, like, they prioritize things like, you know, physical education and, like, the football team and the basketball team, stuff like that. They prioritize that and fund the shit out of that. But fuck the arts. Like, so, like, you know, the theater and thespians, you know, like the art classes, like, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, their equipment, like when it comes to like color pants and stuff like that, you know, updating and getting new instruments for the band room and shit like that. I mean, honestly, I mean, I wouldn't. It would be sad, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's still like that. You know, I mean, because the art building specifically, you know, is still the way it is. I mean, that wasn't changed when the high school got rebuilt, but I don't know if at least my band director is still working there. But if so, I kind of want to go check it out because I want to see if shit looks the same in there. I want to see if I can look at instruments that I literally saw in some of those like little instrument lockers that, you know, that are by the school and owned by the school and shit. Yeah, I want to see if those fucking things are still in there or if they got upgrades. Because like when that school got upgraded and if that shit didn't get upgraded, I would honestly just be upset. It's like, that's fucked. I mean, but hey, I mean, well, the school looks nice, but I always have a weird suspicion there's probably some weird, like, underbelly thing where, you know, there was, like, something that got skimped. But I hope not. But anyway, enough stall locking.
Like grooming or something, you know, which is always it's funny because, you know, it's if you go back like a century, little boys were called girls. I think that's like a century and a half, actually, not a century. That's President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh shit! Yeah, he actually does have a. Yeah, that's FDR right there. I mean, he actually did pull up a pic, but yeah. If you looked at FDR as a child, you know, versus FDR in his prime, you know, being the fucking G that he was, like, you would think that ain't FDR as a kid, but no, that's him. But see what I mean? When I was talking about earlier after, like, 3 stun locks ago.
Young child. It used to be, it was boy referred to, like, an older boy, and lady would refer to, like, an older girl, but girl was a sort of ubiquitous term for like a little baby or whatever. Like this is what just kids would just dress like this, you know?
Yeah, like it wasn't really until puberty where like the whole lady and boy, you know, differentiation, you know, came into play.
And pardon me for infecting all of you with my woke ideology here, but you know, even with all the sort of gender social standards,
hey, I'm also, you know, doing my, you know, part to fucking spread the woke ideology. That communistic, Stalinistic, satanic, woke, liberal, fascist, Nazi ideology. Just gotta throw in all the buzzwords like Roseanne Barr. I actually need to throw in communist in there twice. Communist, woke, Stalinist, communist, fascist, communist, Nazi, woke, liberal ideology. There you go. now I hit the Roseanne Barr, you know, buzzword.
You guys know there's like no difference between a boy and a girl when they're like 4, right? Like at all. They're literally like the same. Puberty.
I mean, yes. Honestly, you know, like that is so true to the point when like, dude, okay, I'm not, man, nostalgia stunlock again. Like, holy fuck, why is there so much nostalgia stunlocks? Whatever. But, like, not even really nostalgia stunlock. They're just, like, old-ass memory stunlocks. But either way, like, like, there was, like a girl that was, like, my age. Like, at the time, I was, like, 5 or 6. I was, like, you know, going for, like, fucking, you know, first grade or, like, kindergarten by this point. You know, but there was like a girl around my age that like was literally like on the other side of the fence, you know, on my backyard and shit. And also there was one time where it's like, hey, you know, is your stuff not like, you know, out like mine is? Because mine's still in. And I'm just like, wait, what do you mean? It's like this. And I'm just like, is yours out like, you know, or is it in like mine? I'm just like, and obviously being a kid, I'm just like, well, mine's out. I don't know. I don't know why it ain't out yet. Like, I mean, that, like, obviously being innocuous, just not understanding, like, I wonder why. Because, yeah, pretty much, you know, like, when you're, like, I don't know, 4 or 5, you don't really understand the difference or really give a fuck. You just think, oh, you're a kid. I'm a kid. We're both kids. Let's, like, make a sandcastle together or something. You know, it's like, that's pretty much about as far as it ever goes. Like, because these concepts are not, you know, like, ingrained in their heads. The only time it ever starts becoming a thing is when they're probably, like, in 5th grade or 4th grade at, like, the earliest. Unless they learn it at an early age by their parents or something.
Happened yet. They're just an idiot blob. Like, there's literally...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, you know, that's what, you know, me and that, you know, chick, you know, that girl was, you know, at the time. Back in, you know, when we were, like, 5 or whatever the fuck. Like, we were just idiot blobs not realizing, you know, what biology was at the time. It's like, you know, because we just, well, we're idiot blobs.
Like, you know how people will say facetiously, like, well, the only difference is whether you sit up or...
Oh, shit, I didn't even notice there was a comment there. So we're just leaving your child alone in the classroom to see what he does. He has the expo marker. I think he's going to draw something, and he's sniffing it. It's, honestly, weirdly enough, a kid's probably more likely to do that. Teacher, now when you rub on the peanut butter, make sure your dog isn't in the same room. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. No. Bad, Rose. Bad. Dude, honestly, you know, don't stun lock me again, but god damn it. Like, dude, there are some times where it's like, you know, like, I'm in my room. It's like, you know, either in the morning or, like, you know, at night. It's like, kind of need to, you know, have a little moment. And it's like, and honestly, where is he? Oh, he's over there. Like, this little bastard would just, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know why he likes to just, like, you know, curiously be like, is this a treat for me? And just, like, sniff every little fucking thing. But, dude, I have to, like, get him out of my room, you know, even for myself privately half the time. It's like, why? It's like, I was, like, last night I was bitching about how, like, you know, fucking... Well, it's early this morning. Either way, like, you know, one of the last couple streams ago, I was like bitching about how, like, you know, he will do that whenever I was like hanging out with Harley and shit and stuff, or intimate things. And then, like, you know, but honestly, it's the same thing even when I'm by myself. It's like, bro, go away. It's like, this. What do you want? It's like, I mean, yeah, I'm doing a thing, and you haven't seen it, or you're curious about what it is. You're like, what you doing, buddy? It's like, working out a treat or something? It's like, no, not for you, jackass, you freak. I mean, just fucking... Dog is a weirdo, man. Like, I mean, I honestly feel bad half the time, because I don't want to have to kick him out, because then he's like, starts doing this, like... He starts doing that at the door, and it's like, dude, I know you want to hang out with me, but... Now ain't the time. It's like, it ain't the time right now. Give me like 10 minutes. No, and I mean, oh, serious. I love peanut butter. If someone, I have overfucks my jar of it, they aren't walking out with their head on their shoulders. I kind of feel with that. I mean, the only times I fucks with that peanut butter is just getting some PB&Js and... Oh, dude, you want to know what's really fire that, you know, it's honestly kind of, you know, like, not really recognized as much? Get some toast. Don't really put some butter on it. And if you do, just put a very small amount. But put some fucking crunchy peanut butter on that bitch. Because, like, if you get some toast, get that nice and toasted, put some crunchy peanut butter. Bruh. That is the dankest of the dank right there. That shit is fire, dude. I mean, honestly, every now and then I'll give some of that to my, you know, doggo. Because, I mean, toasted bread and peanut butter ain't gonna hurt him. So. See, that's the only time you should be giving your dog peanut butter. Was like if you give it as a treat in that way. You know, it's like you got PB&J. Or you just got like a peanut butter sandwich, you know, and you got like the last little bite, but you're like, I'm pretty good. Give it to the pup. You know, it's like, or, you know, hey, your dog needs some medicine or something, so a way to discreetly hide the medicine, you put it in the peanut butter. That's a good trick. Hopefully my dog doesn't need to, you know, have that situation where I need to give him like pills or something, but if it, you know, if it came to that, I would use peanut butter as a way to discreetly give it to him. Toasted PB&J, bro. Bruh, so you kind of know. Rose, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I love it.
Or stand up or sit down to pee. That's not even the case for them, because you want your little idiot kids sitting down to pee anyway, right? So it's nothing. It's literally nothing, right? So it's like you wear a dress, like okay, yeah, it's just weird. No, we didn't all dress like little girls. Well, that's actually true. This was more of a signifier of being an upper class little girl, if anything. No, obviously, if you're like a pig shit living proletarian, then yeah, you probably don't have like a frilly like hat and dress for your 2-year-old or whatever. But you know, remember when they got mad at?
I mean, I'm sure they like. Well, there's like like working class people that had like their version of dresses. They're just not, the Roosevelt family bourgeois looking dress like this. I mean, if you were to look at like a working class family, if they were to have dresses and shit, versus this, I mean, there would definitely be a very major difference. I mean, but it's, same result though, not right?
The real alien Muppet, who we only know
alien Muppet.
That's what everyone refers to him as. Yes, I do remember the Daily Wire going after the woke alien puppet. I do remember.
Oh my god, I remember that. And also, isn't this alien technically like non-binary or not even really like has like a very specific gender anyway? So why is it so even more so? How's this a problem? I mean, like, oh my god, dude, these fucking conservatives will literally go after anything. It's just honestly pathetic. I feel like I'm having to kind of prep myself a little bit because I know goddamn well that if politics gets brought up while I'm in Texas, that, it's going to be like tangential to some of this shit. And honestly, unlike the last few times I've been there, like, I'm not really going to sugarcoat, like, who I am a little bit. I mean, I'll be at least, like, cordial enough, at least as best I can, hopefully. But, I mean, I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm just going to be blunt and honest with who I am, and hey, if you don't like it, then, I don't know, pray to God about it. Pray to your sky daddy over it. Maybe I'll see the light one day. Because I know there's probably going to be some shit. Man, I just kind of wish it wasn't mine, like, more weirdo aunt. I wish it was some more chill aunt. Out of my aunts, why'd it have to be the more, I'm probably going to sleep off the 24th, and then I'm going to wake up, with, like, some fancy, amazing dinner or some shit, so that probably ain't going to be bad. 25th is going to probably be really hyper Bible thumpy as fuck, and weird in that way, but it's going to be pretty chill, and for most part. Blah, 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 blah. The day after might be skeet shooting or something, possibly, because I found out apparently they don't have a board problem anymore. They should have saved some for me, because maybe I'll want to do some of that. What if they want to go to church? Well, the fact that they're, instead of picking me up, they're going to church, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I mean, they're literally are making me wait at the airport, which I'm not doing, for 2 fucking hours while they're at church. It's like, no. I'm going to go find a bar and you can pick me up there. It's like, you're going to have to deal with me with like 2 whiskey and cokes in. It's like, nah, that ain't happening. After they pick you up. Go to church, pick me up, and go to church again? Oh my god. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I'm going to even be blunt. I mean, like, I'm just going to tell them, especially after having that almost 8-hour layover in Vegas. And then, having to wait for them, apparently now. It's like an all sorts of shit, including having, to fly and be at airports a bunch of times. It's like, fuck that. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that bullshit. It's like, I'm going to be like, yo, get me to the nearest bed immediately. Like, I mean, I'm just going to, like, straight up crash. Like, I don't like, I ain't going to give a fuck. I'm going to straight just crash and sleep like a baby. Wake me up when the food's ready for dinner. And I'll wake up and get myself, ready to go and be like, all right, well, hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm queer. Let's go. I mean, honestly, my main thing is I'm just gonna have to, like, watch my language. Like, that's the big thing I'm gonna really have to watch for. I'm sure politics, like, you know, like, I got thick skin. You know, like, you know, I can handle the fire. If you can't handle the fire, don't be in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can handle that shit, but, oh, God forbid if I start saying a sweary swear. Like, if I say, like, honestly, even, like, I mean, I'm sure crap or hell or doggum or something like that, you know, or some, like, you know, pseudo equivalent is fine. But if I, you know, Lord forbid if I start saying damn shit or, you know, like, fuck, you know, out of just, like, you know, randomly. You know, it's like, oh, Lord forbid, because then they're going to shut down and be like, I cannot stand that cuss. Dude, I remember the last time I was there, I had, like, you know, I remember when TJ Kirk was doing one of his TJ Does live streams at the time, and he happened to say fuck once, and she's like, oh, turn that off, I cannot handle that cussing. And just started murmuring to herself about, like, I just cannot handle it, I ain't having that in my household, you know, or some whatever the hell. I'm just like, well, put my earbuds in, I guess. Jesus. It's like, fucking hell. Literally just because fuck was said once. It's like, you know, I mean, it's like, God, it's, you know, so goddamn forbid if, like, you know, a singular swear was ever said in her fucking household. It's like she has to, like, you know, fucking put some incense and start praying to God to fucking, like, exorcise the filth of it or something. It's like, give me a break. Like, oh shit, some of that went down the wrong pipe. But, Jesus Christ, I'm dying over here. Some had like a couple droplets go down the wrong pipe. That was not cool. Boo. Boo. But, I mean, what the fuck was I about to say? It's like, honestly, like, I mean, I'm just thinking, it's like, even if it's just like a one-off where I'm just like, well, shit, you know, or like, you know, saying something like that, and they just like go off about it, I'm just like, look, if I say it like, you know, rarely, and it's like, you know, a one-off thing, like, look, I mean, you know, don't go off on me on that. If I really start going off like a sailor and shit, that's one thing, but like, if it's like, you know, a one-off, you know, situation, I mean, like, you know, then you would hate how you'd hear me, you know, on my normal day. You know, so it's like, I mean, you know, if it happens to be a tiny little slip up, then, you know, it's like, don't fucking get at me over that. It's like, my mom already pre-warned me about that shit. It's like, I don't need this. It's like, seriously. Do I want to give you a sermon? Yes, let us never forget this day. Samson rose from the dead after Jonah parted the Red Sea. Wait, hold on. Flip through the pages. There's a lot of incest in this book. Oh, no, wait, I found the right page. How do you pronounce this? Jesus? I mean, honestly, like, if they put me on the spot like that, I'm just gonna be like, look, I don't normally do this, so I wouldn't really know what to say. I feel like, you know, one of y'all would probably be better for it. You know, I was just like, you know, it's like, you know, I'd, you know, pass it down, you know, I'd, you know, it's like, double it and give it to the next person. That's how it had to be. Like, there ain't no way I'm doing that. It's already weird enough that I have to hold hands and bow my head and all this other weird shit. Like, that's already weird enough. You know what? I should try to make an excuse to be like, oh, wait, I gotta take I need to go to the bathroom really quick. Because honestly, if I'm sleeping up until the dinner time, because I know, you know, people are going to want to gather and do their weird prayer thing, I'd be like, hold on, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. You know, I'll come back in a sec. And then I'll just stay in there until I hear their prayer. Oh my God, you know what? I feel like they would wait for me. Oh my Lord, I have a weird fucking feeling they literally would sit there, let shit get cold, and wait for me. Fuck! I might not even be able to do that. Son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. Dude, they are that weird about it, man. Oh, my God. That's the only thing I'm dreading is the fucking, like, you know, Bible-thumping Christian shit, dude. And that and the weird off-chance politics gets, you know, brought up or something. But, like, you know, beyond that, oh, my God. Super easy. You just have to give a Jersey quote, and all you have to do is slap some JPS wisdom on top of it. A Jesus-y quote. Why did I say Jersey? Oh, okay, whatever. I mean, I ain't gonna fake it. It's like, I'm just gonna be, not like overtly blunt, but I'm just gonna be honest with, my beliefs, honestly. Was the last time. I kind of sugarcoat some of it, but, like, I mean, this time around, I mean, it's like, hey, because honestly, if they wanted to be like, well, you're so young, it's like, I'm 26. I ain't just some young buck. I had enough lived experience. I've, worked for 8 years. I've been part of a union and shit. Like, I've, done many things. There's a lot that you probably wouldn't even really, endorse, or condone at all. Like, but nonetheless, I've walked, a lot of the walk and shit like that. So it's like, I mean, this idea that, like, I'm just like, it's just some young, ignorant kid is just bullshit. It's like I ain't, cut from the, typical cloth. I don't think I could, but it'd be tempting. What, if they paid me? How much money would they be giving me, I guess? If they're giving me like $100, then sure. I'll throw out some bullshit, to be like, praise of the Lord, for that, we have been blessed of our food, and we should all be grateful for the deliciousness and, the amazing feast that, we were all able to come together for, and, and have some fun, and, and enjoy ourselves, and have a good time, and in Jesus' name, amen, yay, let's dig in. Like, and honestly, like, that's basically just how it would be. Oh my god, honestly, I'm gonna see if Vegas, like, there's like a little shop that's also like a liquor store, and I'm gonna buy like a little bottle of whiskey for myself, honestly, for the trip. I'm gonna have it in my bag, and I am definitely, for dinner time, mixing that in a Coke. Or some tea. Whatever's available. It's like, I'm gonna need to get through with some of that. Because I know there's gonna be like a crazy uncle scenario, and you know what? Should I be the crazy uncle? Should I just, like, in the middle of dinner be like, alright, so let's talk about Israel, Palestine? Just out of nowhere. Should I be the one? The crazy, PDX, lefty, commie, fucking lawless Portlandian, Oregonian, People's Republic of Oregon, lefty punk guy? Should I be that one? Should I be the crazy one? Pastors get paid like $41,000 annually, so do the math on what would equate to that as an hourly salary. Fuck. Don't make me do math right now. Do not make me do some math right now. That's what you'd be paid in this hypothetical. Well, I'm not doing the math, but I'm assuming that's a lot of fucking money, which I can tell that is a lot of money, so yes, please. I will certainly, I'll make it the most, like, Pentecostal, evangelical, firebrand fucking shit that you has heard, dude. I would be a Pentecostal preacher with the fucking rattlesnake, around my neck. Fuck a rattlesnake. A black mamba. A black mamba, and then like a king cobra wrapped around my waist. Bitch. I go hardcore Pentecostal. With collection plate. Yeah, I'll go collection plate. I'll be like, I'm ready to start the Evangelical Pentecostal Church of the Oregon. I'm going to, rid of Oregon of sin. And I need a collection table in order to begin. So, pass around whatever you can afford. Whether it be a $5, $10, $100, $1,000, whatever you can give, for the Lord to be a blessing to you. Or whatever the fuck, dude. I could do it. And I was tripping mushrooms acting like a goddamn pastor. I can do this shit. It wouldn't be that hard. Doesn't have to be coherent. I remember tripping and it wasn't exactly coherent, to be frank. But you know what? Don't matter. Doesn't have to be completely coherent as long as it sounds Jesus-y enough. They'll be like, oh yes, that's right, amen. They'll probably start speaking in tongues, being like, oh Lord, praise the Lord, amen. Probably do some shit like that. Dude, fucking Christians are psychotic, man. My other aunt is a Christian and a Bible thumper too, but she's honestly a lot more laid back. She's a lot more chill. In fact, where's my grandma in this situation? Like, I mean, I just realized, like, where the fuck is she in this? Like, am I hanging out with her too? I mean, she's a real hardcore Bible thumper too, but not in the same way as, like, my more cuckoo aunt. She's just like, you know, the 1930s, you know, like, you know, just born religious, just like, you know, that shebang. You know, just like one of those types. So, I mean, you know, the harmless, you know, Bible thumper, basically. Which, whatever. I mean, she's like in her late 90s. I mean, so, whatever. I'm not even going to dog on her on that one. I honestly will sugarcoat a lot of things with her just because, I mean, she doesn't, you know, need to have an aneurysm, you know, over something about me being like, oh my God, you know, being like, what? Channel your TV pastor and say what you want to stomp out Lucifer. Man, don't tempt me, dude. Dude, I mean, because I could fucking pull out and act, man. I mean, like, I could, bro. Don't tempt me, man, because I would. I'd do that shit. Make sure you actually stomp, as you say. Again, don't tempt me. Dude, quit. Don't egg it on. Because if I do, I might record it and upload it. Like my pseudo faux fucking thingamabob or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean...
Joining us now is...
Hey, shut up. But it's just like, I mean, you know... For the record of Discus Film, going straight to DFF. Thinking it... Dude, it's quit tempting me! I was thinking that too. It's like, yo, I should send this to TJ. Be like, yo, here's me going, you know, Pentecostal mode, and my fucking right-wing family is eating it up. My Christian family eating it up and shit. Dude, oh my fucking God, do not tempt me, dude. Holy shit. Because honestly, if they're like, oh, you know, if someone's like, all right, well, I'll say prayer. Dude, and I'm in the mood, and I'm ready, and I'm like, got the courage in me. I got the, you know, courage of calorie dog in me. Like, I mean, bruh. Dude, I'm gonna fucking volunteer as tribute, bro. I volunteer as tribute. Fucking flex out of their ass out of nowhere. We should have some super exaggerated story about coming to Jesus. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, no. Dude, oh, fuck, you're right. I need to do that. Didn't I have to maintain it somehow? Oh, fuck. But, dude, look at me. Oh, my God. I mean, dude, look at me. I got all... Oh, you know what? I could do, like, the libertarian theologian philosophy. Like, you know, with Dorothy Day and shit like that. Oh, you know what? Oh, I gotta do some research ahead of time. But, yo, I can make it work. Oh, fuck. Dude, you are honestly tempting me so hard right now that it's not even funny, bro. Like, I'm gonna have to do, like, last-second research to, like, you know, figure this shit out. Because, honestly, bro, I honestly might. Dude, yo, fucking yo. The problem is, I'm gonna have to maintain it with them for, like, a long time. Ah! That's the issue. I'm gonna have to maintain that shit. Or just, like, you know, be honest with them and just say I lied to them, but they're gonna hate me for it. So, I can't do that. So, I'm gonna have to maintain it. That's the issue. So, that's honestly the main complication. Do I really want to have to maintain that shtick with them for basically the rest of my life? It's like... I mean, I guess. I mean, I suppose, like, you know, given enough, like, time, you know, maybe like a decade or so later, I could be like... You know, honestly, considering how things have been and how the world is, if there really was God, you think, you know, there would be some justice and empathy and, you know, in the world, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I've just been disheartened from it. I still believe what I do, but meh. You know, like, I guess given enough time, I could do that. So, I guess I don't really have to put up the facade forever. It all started when I saw a naked woman when I was little and and that made gay and addicted to meth for most of my life. Then one day I found the Bible, and after I read it, I just wept. And that's when Jesus entered my heart. Well, I really couldn't, you know, use that story. I would have an idea about, you know, of a story considering, you know, what I can use, you know, for the foundation of it, but that wouldn't be it. as much as I wanted to. Preach it, amen, amen, brother. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Well, hi, little baby. Oh my goodness, look at you. You're just a little ball. You're just a ball. Oh my goodness, you're a little ball. Oh my goodness, look at you. You're just a little ball. Oh, you're so cute. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, you big old stretch. Oh, you big old wheelbarrow. Oh my lord. Would you get up? You smush. You smush face. Oh, the face of the smush. You can get up. Come on. Goofball. Ball. Yeah, don't fucking barrel through me, dude. I don't want you to be in a battering ram. Goofball. Michael, I is sermon on my weight. Wait. Oh shit, there's more. Come on. The most disturbing thing is when Christians act like God or Jesus intervened when it was obviously a coincidence. Hey, how you doing? Pray to God that Arby's would have one apple turnover left, and guess what? I got it. Everyone's just like, woo, yeah! Like my uncle at a sermon, brother I went to told how he was on the road for hours and needed a rest stop, and he prayed that he saw another car pull out of the stop. It's hardcore confirmation bias. I mean, it really is. I mean, dude, I've heard those stories too myself plenty of fucking times. I mean, even when it's like, you know, legit kind of like a, you know, like, you know, life-threatening type of situation where it's just like, oh, you know, if, you know, I didn't get, you know, if I didn't have my angel looking over me, you know, like I would have died and blah, blah, blah. Even though it's like, it's the medical crews that literally got there to save you and shit that, you know, allowed you to live, not like some angel or something. It's like, I mean, I've heard these type of things multiple fucking times before. And all of it at the end of the day is just coinky-dink. What about the angels of people who died? I guess they happened to be on a lunch break. They just happened to not be there. They were on a lunch break. You know, actually, speaking of which, I guess there is, you know, some, yeah, I've been wanting to kind of like, you know, look into this because I saw this at the very beginning. Well, not this video, but I saw like some other thing that popped up about this. I'm just like, what the fuck? I guess 15. I mean, the video, at least the initial thing I saw was said 13, but I guess it's 15. But yeah, the Czechs got America apparently, and this happened.
To America.
Authorities confirming a gunman has killed at least 15 people and injured dozens of others at a university. Police are also confirming that the suspected gunman is dead. The shooting was at Charles University, which is located in a square in the city's downtown area.
Police have yet to give specific information about the victims and the precise circumstances of the shooting.
And it happened at the university in central Prague, and the police also say...
Well, the Angels said central captors are really trying to kill us, but most of them are just extremely bad at it. They'll actually be more cooler.
They believe the shooter was a student of the arts faculty there. Students and teachers hid where they could on the campus. The philosophy department was evacuated. There were...
Is this photo for real? I mean, I saw it being circulated online of like students like getting outside and hiding. And for the chatters asking, like...
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I mean, damn, they're literally hiding on a balcony. Not even really a balcony, though.
This global news. The reason why it's global news is because this doesn't happen. This happens in America all the time. This doesn't happen in other places.
Warnings going out, and a lot of students on social media saying, we're hiding, we're barricaded inside, we don't know what's going on. Others spoke about getting off the tram just beside the university and suddenly hearing shooting. The Czech Republic is not used to shootings. There have been 2 mass shootings in the last 10 years, just to give you an idea of how...
Damn. The Czech Republic literally has like 2, well, I guess 3 now in the last 10 years. Well, America has like 2 or 3 within a day. It's just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Huh. I wonder if that has something to do with the gun regulations in Czech Republic. Huh. Oh shit, Rip City and Metal T are here at the same time? Yo! Yo, actually, since both of you are here, since I both have you here really quick, not to sunlock due to this breaking news, apparently, that happened earlier today. I mean, I'm just kind of, I know Rip City won't be able to, like, you know, take care of the pooch, but Metal T, though, I'm just kind of curious, would there be any dates potentially? Because I'm going to be coming back Friday morning at some point. So, I mean, you know, as long, you know, I'm just thinking about, like, you know, pretty much any day before that, basically. I think, from what Harley told me last time I saw him, he said Monday and Tuesday were good for him. I think my brother might watch him Saturday, because I'm having dinner with him before I leave with my mom and stuff at his place. So I have a feeling I'm probably going to drop him off there while, you know, I dip and stuff. So I think that might happen. So he might take care of him for the weekend. So that might at least cover the first 4 days. I'm just trying to think about the other days. So pretty much I have everything he would need over here. I thought Logan and Harley were doing it. Well, from what Harley said, he was only doing it for a few days. I mean, are they doing it for all of them? Because that, hey, if so, that's totally fine. No one's ever hit me up about this. Like, I've tried to, like, you know, emphasize this, like, a while ago, like, ahead of time, being like, yo, anyone want to, like, you know, do some doc sitting for a bit? Because I got, you know, y'all got, you know, someone's got to do it for a little bit. I mean, so, and no one's got back, so I'm just sitting here, like, in limbo thinking, all right, well, got to figure it the fuck out somehow. So, I don't know. I mean, you know, no one's ever gotten to me about that. He just said when he was going to walk him. Well, I mean, might as well just, like, you know, let him just hang out there, you know, with the other puppos, too, at that point. You know, I mean, instead of just coming over here to pick him up every time. I don't know. See, this is the issue. Like, no, I've, like, emphasized this in the group chat, and no one's gotten back to me about it. I'm not blaming you, obviously, but, or not even Tyler here either. I mean, it's just like, I mean, at least for those two, I know they could probably do it, and it's like, none of them have gotten back to me. It's like, bruh. Am I like invincible over here? It's like, come on. Because that's the only thing that I'm kind of fretting over at this point. It's like, I mean, making sure that he's all taken care of. Because, it's flea free. I mean, he doesn't even really have him, honestly, at this point. Plus, I'm gonna make sure he's freshly freshly bathed and shit like that. So it's like, that wouldn't really be an issue. Like, I'm not just gonna, like, you know, let him be all scraggly or some shit, you know, before I leave. Besides, I got, you know, one more night, you know, for karaoke before I dip. Which is gonna be tomorrow. I'm just a half-assed messenger. Well, I mean, I'll at least, you know, well, he doesn't even really hit me up at all, so I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna, yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm definitely gonna have to at least, you know, like, directly hit him up about it, because, like, what the fuck? Because if not, like, I dead ass have no idea, like, you know, who could, you know, watch him. Because I just honestly legit don't trust my dad to watch him. I really just don't. I feel like you'll like, you know, not realize the gate's open over here or some shit, and then he'll escape off into the neighborhood, and he won't, you know, find a way to get him back or some shit. It's just gonna be a fucking nightmare if I find some shit out like that. So I, you know, like, I just want to make sure at least, you know, is, you know, in better hands that can at least take care of him more. Even if it's just like, you know, like, you know, picking him up for the day, then dropping him off at the end of the day. Like, I mean, honestly, even that's fine. Can you just say your bros, with your bro's dog the whole week? I don't know. I'm going to find out Saturday. I'm going to see if maybe he will be able to. Because if so, then we don't have to worry about it. But if not, then, you know, at least, you know, maybe the weekend could be covered. I'll just have to see. I'm going to hit up and finalize, you know, some shift tomorrow anyway, because I got some shopping to do for my mom, and tomorrow's going to be, I feel like I'm just nonstop working until I actually, like, go to Texas, or Vegas at least, especially with the layover. Like, and even then I still have to work, because I have to make sure I, you know, get to the airport on time and stuff, so it's like, ugh. Man, I just feel like I've just been non-fucking stop for like 8+ days straight, and holy shit. I want a break. I want my vacation is officially start, but it hasn't started yet. It's like, fuck. It's like, come on. Gonna put you to work in Texas? Nah, not really. I honestly want to see if I can go hunting down there, but they took care of their boar problem that they had apparently. Because I know the last time I was there, they were still dealing with hogs and boars and shit. And, you know, and I was asking, it's like, you know I saw, like, boar traps and stuff last time I was there. And you all still got that problem because I've been wanting to go hunting and stuff. You know, just never had an opportunity to yet. And they're just like, oh, yeah, well, we've taken care of that by now. But we could set up a time to, you know, have you go ski shooting or something. And I'm just like, God damn it. It's like, man, I want to bring, like, a boar tusk back. I mean, you know, bring a honky-tonk Texan whore back, too. You know, yeah, sure, do that, too. But, I mean, at least, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, boar tusk, I mean, that'd be cool to bring back. But, no, they took care of that already. Bastards. Texas has a fuck ton of hogs. Oh, yeah, they do. I mean, and I not just mean cops either, and chuds. You know, I mean, like, the actual animal, too. Like, it's a genuine problem, too. Like, they ravage a lot of agricultural and cattle lands and shit. You know, I mean, they're honestly, like, kind of a problem. And they also breed like rabbits. So, I mean, I know, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, when it comes to, you know, like, hunting ethics and stuff, I mean, it's all 100%. But when it comes to just, like, laying lead down range when it comes to a whole herd, those motherfuckers, it's kind of understandable, honestly, because they breed like rabbits and they tear the fuck out of everything. They're very aggressive too. Like, I mean, I'm not really against the idea of, you know, hunting those fuckers. Like, I mean, you know, I kind of want to do it myself, you know, one day. I think it gets a little over the top when you got, like, you know, some guy that has, like, a helicopter and they got, like, the fucking gun, like, you know, attached to, like, some, you know, like, you know, side rail or some shit on the fucking helicopter, just like, you know, taking down, you know, hogs, you know, from the air. I think that's ridiculous, a little overkill. Get on the ground when those motherfuckers could charge your ass, and then talk to me. It's like, I mean, I don't want to be sitting in a helicopter. I don't want that shit. I want to be, you know, on the ground. I want these motherfuckers running at my ass. Easy headshot. So you're just gonna kill my Zodiac animal and see how it is? Well, you know, it's not my problem. They're kind of a menace out there in Texas and in the South in general. I mean, they're a menace worldwide, but I mean, not, you know, the animals necessarily, but just, you know, broadly when it comes to hogs, you know, so. I ain't gotta deal with them sometimes. I mean, you gotta start somewhere. But anyway, there. Let's get more into this. Gotta break a news thing. See what more details are, you know, developing from this. At least as of today. Would you shut up? I swear to God, he knows I'm leaving soon, so he's just giving me an attitude. He's been doing this for the last few days. I swear, he fucking knows. You know I'm leaving, don't you? You know something's up.
Well, Elaine, I want to follow up on that because as we watch this breaking news unfold from the States, you know, mass shootings here are just all too common. They happen here more frequently than anywhere else in the world. But from what you've just said, only 2 shootings like this in the Czech Republic in the past decade suggests that this is...
From an American point of view, the crazy part isn't that a mass shooting happened. The crazy part is that a mass shooting is that rare. That's the wild part. That's why the CBS News anchor is like, wow, it's
I mean, also, I think, you know, if you want to, like, take another country, I mean, I think the last shooting, you know, that, like, happened for Japan, for example, was when Shinzo Abe got assassinated. And weirdly enough, most of the population kind of shrugged that off and didn't give a fuck. Like, so, I mean, you know, like, it's very fucking rare when it comes to a lot of these different countries and shit. I mean, there's different examples of where, yeah, shootings might have happened, whether they're mass shootings or not. But at the end of the day, it's like the fact that, like, the volume of, like, you know, how often they happen here in the United States is an indictment of the policies here in the U.S., fundamentally. Like, I mean, and, like, and I'm certainly a very pro-gun dude. I got plenty of I got some myself. You know, I'm planning to add on, you know, in the future, you know, when it comes to, like, how many I own. But at the end of the day, like, I 100% absolutely think it's fundamentally vital and important to have, you know, strict and, you know, proper gun regulations on things, like, you know, when it comes to shit like this. I mean, you know, for me personally, I don't think, you know, like, magazine capacity limits and things like that are, like, you know, inherently the way to go. But when it comes to vigorous background checks, you know, having a license, you know, to own firearms stuff that you need to, like, you know, renew every 4 years or some shit like that, you know, like, I think that's great. I think I want that shit. I think that's good. Have, like, a 14-day waiting period where you have, like, some hands-on training, you know, in between that time, you know, and you have to pass, you know, the test at the end of it and shit before you can get it and pay for it and all that. I mean, it's like, I think all these things are great and should be implemented. And the infrastructure to have all that in place should be there. You know, it's like, I mean, it's not like it's an impossible task. It's not like it's like something that can't be done, because it easily can. And like I said, coming from a very pro-gun guy that likes his, you know, pew-pews, you know, it's like, because I'm willing to go for a process like that because I don't think it's a big deal. I honestly thought it was weird, you know, like how easy it was to get my AK. Like, it literally took less than 24 hours. I just had to wait overnight for a fucking background check, and then the next day when I called up, they're like, oh yeah, you passed, here, you can pick it up. And I did. So, I mean, it was that easy. It's like, that was, you know, and I was happy to have it, but it's like, man, it seemed a little too easy, did it? It's like, what the fuck? The same thing for my shotty. It's like, this seems a little too easy, isn't it? You know, it's the same thing there. It's like, a little too easy when it comes to shit like this. And like I said, I don't mind having to wait a little bit to get my little pew-pew, you know, just to get a little hands-on training, to get, like, a qualification, all that type of shit. Because, you know, I think, you know, in order to, you know, have a right like that, you should be able to show competency for it. We do this when it comes to, you know, driving cars and shit, when it comes to having a license and stuff like that for driving, right? So why are we, you know, somehow just can't see that for firearms? And sure, you know, take a more stricter measure with that in comparison to driving and shit. And frankly, honestly, I argue that we should take, you know, driving tests and shit like that way more strictly too anyway, but that's besides the point. It's like this type of shit needs to be way more stricter. You know, it's like, hey, it could be a right, but you have to kind of, you know, prove yourself a little bit. And if you fuck up on that right, then, you know, you're, you know, like, you know, forfeiting that right. And, you know, it's like in that precedent's been set before because there's, you know, plenty of things, you know, where your rights get forfeited if, you know, you fuck up in a certain way. If you get a felony, hey, can't vote, can't, you know, get a gun, you know, and, you know, when it comes to that shit, right? So it's like there's plenty of things where it's like where we have, you know, the precedent set, you know, for shit like this. So it's just about being more strict about it. And letting law-abiding, responsible, you know, citizens, you know, being able to go for the process and let them have their fun, you know, let them get all the weird little fun mods or weird quirky things and shit that they want to add to the gun. Let them have like 2 little fucking flashlights and all the weird rail systems and all sort of shit, you know, whatever. Let them have their fun at that point. As long as they go for the process, you know, to, you know, when it comes to, you know, getting that shit and passes that stuff and can show that they're capable and responsible and not a detriment to anybody else or themselves besides. Whether due to their health or their background or because they're a klutzy fuck and just don't know how to be safe, you know, it's like regardless of what reason it is, there needs to be, you know, a firewall between that shit. And, you know, there's going to be people that sit through the cracks, for sure. I mean, it happened in the Czech Republic here, obviously. Someone stood for the cracks. But at the end of the day, look how rare it is. Like, I mean, 3 mass shootings in a decade for Czech Republic, while it's like 3 within a fucking day at any given point in the United States. It's like, I mean, look at the difference. It's like, I mean, you know, it's like I'd rather take the 3 in a decade. You know, and also Czech Republic is known to be a fairly, you know, like kind of pro-gun leading, you know, nation in the European nations and shit. That and like the, you know, Switzerland and there's a few other countries that, while have a lot of restrictions, you know, still have a lot of firearm ownership. So it's like, I mean, it's not like, you know, the whole aspect of, you know, someone has a pew-pew is inherently the issue. It's who specifically is having that shit and who might slip for the cracks and like how lax or how strict are those laws? Because frankly, you know, yeah, stricter the better. Would you shut the hell up? You got no reason to have an attitude right now. Don't give me giving that look. Do not be giving me that look. Killed on the wild boys say revered them in strength and tenacity. Anyone who killed them was given high esteem amongst the warrior aristocracy and given a gold neck torque. Dude, I mean, honestly, I'd do that shit to some people today. Like, dude, I've seen some YouTube videos and YouTube shorts of, like, people that would get charged by, like, a herd of these fucking, like, boars and hogs and shit. And it's like, man, I would not want to be on the receiving end of that shit. Like, because half of the time, if you shoot them in the head, they'll get back up and have an adrenaline, like, kicking the last little bit of, like, brain matter they got left to fucking kill you and maim you to death, you know, before they die. It's like, you know, half the time you gotta double tap them motherfuckers. What is your deal? You don't get a treat when you start doing that shit and being a little sassy prick. I'll give you some chicken later, but not right now. Not with that attitude, little hoe.
How rare this is. It's incredible. Once every 2 years? Unimaginable. Unimaginable. U.S. 2 mass shootings an hour. It's like, yeah, we got, it's like 2, I thought they said 2 every 10 years. No, that's what I'm... The average 2 mass shootings per day so far this year. Happened twice in a decade. It's like once... So I guess it's not necessarily 3, but yeah, it's 2 a day. 5 years is crazy.
It's an extremely rare occurrence, and even that more jarring for people there?
Absolutely. And with the time of year, it's something that comes as a shock. People are preparing for Christmas festival.
Ghost shouldn't be right, but Liberty. I mean, like, in a sense of it being, like, you know, something that's, like, granted, you know, when, you know, like, and it's, I mean, might want to elaborate on that one a little bit. I don't know what you mean.
They're buying presents.
Fun fact, Czechia has the most liberal
I mean, because wouldn't, like, Liberty be, like, a part of, like, you know, having rights and shit? Because, like, in order to maximize liberty, having rights to, you know, freedoms and shit would grant that. So, at least from my understanding of it, I mean, like I say, I might just want to elaborate that a little bit. I might just be misunderstanding it. Oops.
Very similar to the ones in the U.S., I doubt it. There is 0% chance that any country on the European continent has as loose gun laws as the United States of America. Switzerland has the most guns per capita in Europe, and yet Switzerland, and by the way, I've talked about this quite a bit before the Johnny Harris video, all you Johnny Harris watchers out there who are going to come in here and, like, try to spit facts at me. Yes, something that I've talked about quite a bit is that Switzerland has the most guns per capita in Europe. However, their gun laws are incredibly strict, and understandably so. As far as the Czech Republic goes...
And also, like, the Swiss laws and shit aren't even really, like, the most uber-duper strictest laws in the world either. Because, like, a majority of the population has firearms. Like, I mean, it's almost like it's almost like a damn requirement, you know, as a citizen of, you know, being in Switzerland to have one. Almost might as well be, but, you know, almost basically. I mean, because of, like, you know, when it comes to, like, a lot of their, like, culture and background and, like, in their history when it comes to that type of shit. Or it's inalienable and shouldn't be taken, but one should prove they're worth and responsible for a gun. If cars drivers, why not a gun license? Okay, so you're just kind of, you know, simplifying what I was kind of saying from earlier then. Well, then, yeah, I basically agree then, yeah. Because in a way, like, I mean, I guess, you know, just colloquially, like, certain rights are kind of seen as privileges. Like, because, like I said, at least, you know, given our current system, some of those rights are technically forfeited, you know, depending on, you know, the, like, what happens. Like, if you, like, you know, have a DUI, like, you forfeit your right to have a driver's license until you go for probation and all that bullshit and yada yada. You know, and if you're, like, caught doing, like, a felony of a violent crime or something, you revoke your right when it comes to, like, you know, voting and firearm ownership and shit. And also, if you do have firearms, they get confiscated and shit. So it's like, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I guess, you know, maybe it's just because of, you know, the colloquial terms of it, you know, around it are relatively, you know, broad, but it's kind of the same idea though. Like, it just needs to kind of be more strict and also in a way nuanced as well. Because, I mean, to an extent, like, I could see someone who could be rehabilitated because they might have fucked up once because, like, they had DUI and, you know, that is a felony to an extent. So it's like, you know, and because of that, you know, they have a firearm confiscated. But, you know, I can understand that being something to where they can rehabilitate, go through, you know, a test and a process where it's like they've proven that and, you know, and can have those rights again, like we do with driver's license and shit. And I think, you know, that can also apply to firearms as well, but they have to prove that, and they have to prove the rehabilitation aspect of it as well. Like, it's one of those things where it just can't be pussyfooted around. Like, there needs to be a very strict process, and honestly, I wouldn't even necessarily be against if, like, a 3 strikes. Like, if you had your rights forfeited about that initially, then you're trying to get it back, and you fail, like, 3 times, and it's like, well, then you're just kind of out. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna get it, you know, you're another chance after that. I mean, I'm, like, willing to at least, you know, be okay with that, but it's not necessarily something I'd be an overt advocate for.
I highly doubt that they don't have gun laws in the same way that we don't have gun laws here.
Spears, bows, brochure, so no pussy ass guns. That's where men were men. Men were men. Read next following paragraph. I don't think... Well, that was the only thing I saw, so I don't know if it posted. Because YouTube's kind of retarded that way.
United States of America, where you can just, like, go to whatever the check Walmart is, okay? Walmarto, and then go and buy an AR-15. There's no shot. 1 million guns for 10 million-ish population is high, but you have to remember something. First of all, United States of America has more guns than people. So that's one. More guns in circulation than people. Number two, United States of America doesn't just have a lot of guns. They also have no restrictions whatsoever. You're out of your mind. There's no other developed nation on the planet that plays as fast and loose with a weapon that is built specifically to kill people, especially versions of said weapon that is specifically designed to kill multiple people with ease. That's not a thing, guys, okay? No, that's not a thing. Plenty of places around the planet, in many countries, you can shoot a gun. You can even acquire a gun. But there are severe restrictions involved.
I mean, hell, even as a tourist, I mean, in some countries you could do that. Like, I know in Germany, there's actually, like, in Berlin, like, this museum / like, shooting range place where, like, you can unironically, like, kind of LARP as, like, an East German National Volksarmy soldier at a barracks. And you get to shoot, like, you know, old-ass East German equipment, too. And that includes, you know, the AKs, you know, the PKMs, you know, all the fun stuff, you know, at the firing range and shit that they have set up and stuff. So it's like, and honestly, if I ever go to Germany, like, I want to go to Berlin, you know, just so I, mainly just so I can do that. Mainly for one, but for two, also to try out the amazing beers that they probably got. And also I want to go to Wacken Open Air. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I want to go to Germany. And if I were to go to Germany, I want that to be like a month-long fucking trip, because there would be so many places I want to go to. And I want to make sure that it'd be around the time where Wacken Open Air is a thing, so I can go to that. Because that would be fucking amazing. That's like a pilgrimage of all the metalheads right there. It's like the metalhead Mecca. The metalhead Medina right there.
Understandable regulations involved with the maintenance of a gun license to be able to go and get a gun. To think that, like, it would be anywhere near America's level of mania is psychotic and wrong. Shut your up, bet you have armed security says gun slinger 04. First of all, I got my bare arms right here, boy. Let me tell you. Armed society is a polite.
Oh shit! You just pulled out the Glock.
Society, mother. Don't come at me with this That's number one. Number two, I never said you shouldn't be able to have a gun, you dumb. I'm simply stating guns are very dangerous, and you shouldn't be waving them around willy-nilly. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Brucey's away. At least he has good trigger discipline. No finger on the trigger.
Since, at the very least, our way of being able to acquire a weapon should resemble the way that we get a driver's license. Actually, bullshit. That we don't have that. That's crazy to me. You need at least character witnesses that could be held liable. You need a psych assessment. And on top of that, you need to be able to demonstrate that you know how to shoot it and you know how to maintain it and you know proper safety measures. And if you fail that test, you can't have a license. You have to try again. And those...
And I 100% agree with that. Fair enough.
Licenses you have to renew. It's absolutely crazy to me that we don't even have that. Your argument sounds more compelling when you're waving the handgun. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it really is, though. It's like, you know, it really ensures a lot of confidence when he's just like, you know, waving around. I don't think it's real, but I mean, even if it is, it really does ensure a lot of confidence.
Exactly. Charge all supported by majority. Only NRA/Republicans stop them. How to prevent gun deaths, where experts in the public agree. Yeah. There are incredibly broad, very popular support for a ton of gun safety measures. The problem is, however...
I mean, at least back in the day, like, Fox News used to, like, put out polls about this, where even those polls would be overwhelmingly supportive of, like, gun regulations and shit like that.
Can't pass any of them. We can't pass a single one. And it's not necessarily just because of the NRA, okay? It's not just the NRA. The NRA is simply an expression of, like, how hog-like the American population is. But as we found out with abortion restrictions, popularity of an idea or how sound it is doesn't necessarily matter all too much to those in power. Which is ironic because love talking about guns because they're gonna use it against tyrannical oppressors. They love being like, oh, I gotta have my gun because otherwise how else can I thwart a tyrannical dictatorship when it happens? And then they don't even recognize that we are under that oppressive structure right now, dumb. The point is,
I mean, and also, like, I noticed this, like, more and more, like, you know, through, like, YouTube Shorts and, like, you know, some channels I even used to watch. I was mentioning earlier this morning when I was, you know, on my coffee stream, and, there's, like, a dude, Wrangler Star, that, like, used to do, like, kind of bushcraft, like, survival. It's like, yo, here's, like, some really good, like, you know, no socks, boots, you know, that are really good quality and blah, blah, blah for outdoorsman shit. Here's, like, how you maintain a knife and, yeah, just literally just random shit like that. You know, it's like, here's how to tie, you know, some knots, you know, that, you know, are really good, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, wanting to have some, you know, dangling or whatever the fuck and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I mean, just random shit like that, right? So, like, in the last, like, year at least, that shifted a lot to the point where he's starting to sound like, you know, a goddamn insurrectionist almost, where he's like, you know, it's like the only thing that matters most is like God, Jesus, country, basically, or some shit, like God, guns, and country, or whatever the fuck, and it's like doing weird, like, pseudo-insurrectionist type of shit. I mean, it's just so weird. You know what, like, you know, hold on, let me find one of these fucking videos, dude, because this guy is just unironically unhinged. Just give me a second, hold on. I was watching one of these things this morning. It wouldn't take me that long to find it. Hold on. I guarantee it won't take me long. I just gotta go into history. Let's see. Is it around here? That's not that. Okay, it's gonna be up in these. Okay, so I guess shorts are alright. This is gonna be kind of in the back. I know that much, so I'll just kind of go from the back to the front. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Just kind of cruise this until I find his ass. No, that's not him. Where is this motherfucker? Where is this motherfucker? I kind of hate hosting YouTube Shorts, but whatever. Is that it? Oh, no, that ain't him. Where is this motherfucker? I know it's gonna be in here. Do. I will find this bitch. Is that it? Nope, no, that ain't it. Where's this bish? Where's this bish? Trying to find the short and I can't find it. It has to be in here, come on. This is one of these. No. Okay, maybe it wasn't that far back in the early spheres. Okay, maybe not. Wait, I went through the whole thing and there wasn't even that. Okay, now I'm sunk cost fallacy almost at this point, because now I'm trying to find out where the hell this fucking shit is. Oh, you know what? I know what I could find. Have this. I mean, I have the dude right here, honestly. You know, never mind. You know what? Yeah, like, here. I mean, we'll just do this. Yeah, but this is the guy. This guy I'm talking about. Here, let me just find something random, because I know there's going to be some random-ass shit here. Okay, what the hell is he doing here? What's going on here?
Being ready?
I'm slowly dying. What is this title? I'm slowly dying? No, I think you're slowly going schizo. It's what's happening.
To do the ice water plunge.
Oh my, this guy's kid involved in this? Oh, jeez. Okay, it was... So he's just doing that shit, I guess? Doesn't really emphasize the point of him going schizo, but, I mean... I guess it kind of does, you know, show it a little bit. Which one was the one I specifically saw? Oh my god, he's got the tack gear. Okay, which one of these? Which one of these? Oh shit. You know what, this one? He's totally tacked out in this one. Oh, wait, it's just a meme. Never mind.
Beloved.
Okay, here we go.
You and the boys need to shoot, move, and communicate during the great struggle and don't have the coin to drop.
By the way, he says that a lot. Okay, fuck yes, here we go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I hate how it's a square and you can't see his face, but let's go. Dude, he always references like the future as being known as the great struggle. When you have to prepare for the great struggle. He never really specifies what it is. He just always says it as the great struggle. That's like a motif and a theme, you know, throughout all of his content these days.
Expensive set of context. Here's a hack. If you've got AirPods, you can make a Signal group call. Download the app. Connect everyone up. Now, this only works if...
Oh, yeah, because, you know, Apple's definitely not tracking all that shit.
Range. And whatever hearing pro you have, if it's passive... And your AirPods are passive, it actually works pretty good. Now you've got an open channel, like a party line, for everyone to communicate. It's not perfect, but it uses...
Wait a minute. If the mic is probably in the earpod, then wouldn't that... You wouldn't hear anybody.
Already have, and it's very effective.
I don't think it would be. What do people say about this? No, Fresco. Damn. Take down of communication so that we'll have self-service. Oh my god, see, and honestly, he's attracted so many of these weirdos, dude. How do you and the boys eat a tomahawk missile after being triangulated 30 seconds into the struggle? Damn, okay, that was a good one. Yeah, this one's trolling them. I like, oh shit, there's a lot of replies to it too. When World War IV happens, it will have no signal to run the app. Hey, you kind of skipped one. How does the UFO service accidentally gets y'all smoked by IOL Reaper drone? Because I guess this guy, at least at one point, used to work for the U.S. Forest Service, and now he's just kind of gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, you know, that's the thing.
We don't have a real Democrat.
You know, so, yeah, you know, people like that exist, so that's always great. And because I used to watch them a lot, and now that I just like kind of, you know, watch them decent amount of shit right there for a second, I guarantee I'm going to start seeing him way more often in my shorts again. I'm going to hear about the great struggle over and over again. And he also has mentioned how, like, Simpson horrors, you know, are, like, you know, the result of, like, you know, Western society, like, collapsing and shit. That was the one I was trying to find because it's just so random. Like, it's just the most randomest fucking thing ever, dude. I really want to try to find it so bad. Oh my god. I'm tempted, you know, I'll find it again at some point, but yeah, I'm not going to sunk cost fallacy my way into that again. We've had enough of them.
Process on anything. All it takes is a couple Republicans to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Suck my... That's literally it. What if gun owners had to pass a test? Czech Republic offers an answer. In the Czech Republic, you have 30 multiple choice questions, 40 minutes, how to properly mark X on the answer sheet, then you order phones away, only pen and paper. In the Czech Republic, this is part of how you obtain a gun. Test out all the tedious marks of a high school exam down to the motivational poster on the wall saying, I will. And for 40 minutes, 3 of mine had already failed, ushered out the door as others went on to later stages in the exam in which they had to prove the ability to handle a weapon safely and shoot accurately. Czech lawmakers and gun owners say this national system dramatically increases the...
I mean, the Czech Republic so far sounds like they got shit on lock when it comes to this idea. I mean, I don't disagree with anything so far with the laws, you know, that the Czech Republic has on these things.
Of responsible ownership. The rules also require health clearance and a background check and demand safe storage of weapons once they're purchased. In a country more populous than New York City, there were...
Which, by the way, isn't that hard, because you want to know how you can do that? It's not that hard. It's called, wow, shocker, a gun safe like this that I have stickered up to shit, and it's blurry as fuck. But yeah, it's one of those. Oh! My shotty can't fit, but it's right next to it, stored in the gun case, because it can fit in that. So, you know, hey, there you go. But hey, proper safety storage, because that's, you know, being responsible like a regular insane adult. So, that's the sane adult thing to do.
7 homicides using guns during all of last year. The test is obligatory for anybody who wants a weapon, including hunters, collectors, and even some inheriting a shotgun from a grandfather. The standards are high. The test consists of questions randomly drawn from a pool of 501 possible. Those trying to obtain the hard-to-get license for concealed carry can miss no more than 1 question. The failure rate is around 40%. Practice lessons aren't mandatory, but without it, you have a minimal chance of passing. There's a government app and a website where people can study for the written part of the exam. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. That is a necessity. That should be the only way that you can approach this subject matter. It blows my mind that this is completely and utterly unimaginable. It's just not even a thing here in the United States of America. You don't need any of this in most places. I don't know what else to say about it other than what I've said time and time again. There's a reason why this is a uniquely American phenomena. There's a reason why America's the only country where this happens with the great frequency that it happens.
We stayed away from the doors. We barricaded the door. We put all the, desks against the door. We turned off the lights. We didn't stay close to the windows. And then 1 hour later, another police squad broke in and then put us on the floor, briefly searched us, and then evacuated from the building. So we're now in the neighboring concert hall called the Rudolfino. And so we're all assembled here and our documents checked, and we're waiting for further developments.
I know this is impossible to prove, but everyone knows this American culture being exported tragically. No, man. When you have guns, there's gonna be a mass shooting. No.
I mean, that's partially true, but that's why, the fucking regulations and, firewalls and things that, would have, like, checks and balances to make sure that, you minimize this issue, kind of helps with that. And there's plenty of places that, have guns still outside of the Czech Republic or, America that don't have these problems. So, I mean, it's not like, some unique, thing here. It's just one of those issues where, all it takes is, it's like proper legislation and proper laws and checks and balances when it comes to these things. It's not really exactly like, some weird rocket science bullshit.
What happens. Like, the likelihood that there will be gun violence when you have guns is obviously higher. The difference is, it's not about, like, eliminating every single instance of gun violence. You can't do that. That's not how laws work. It's never a perfect world. You're never perfectly safe. The goal is to make sure you can prevent as many instances of gun violence as possible. So, I don't know if this is a unique one-off, or if it's becoming more instances of gun violence one-off, or if it's becoming more and more a reality for European countries due to, like, American culture or anything like that. But the thing is, most countries, unlike the United States of America, absolutely do take additional measures when things like this happen to ensure that it never happens again. That's the.
And I guarantee you that the Czech Republic will probably do the same.
Whole point.
I mean, they'll probably have more vigorous checks and balances when it comes to their current laws, and maybe even put some extra restrictions in place as well.
Just like,
which is fair enough.
Example.
I mean, considering it's definitely a rare thing there. I mean, it would make sense.
Many of
want to try to prevent that and keep it as rare as possible
all around the world that basically create hurdles in front of gun ownership are not necessarily created so you can literally eliminate gun ownership in general and destroy gun violence in its entirety. That's not going to happen. That's, like, impossible. As long as there is any gun out there in circulation, the likelihood that that gun will be used inappropriately, it increases dramatically in comparison to not having a gun at all. But when you add additional hurdles, no matter how silly, you have to work around it. And many people don't want to take that step. The easier, the less barriers there are to gun ownership, the easier it is for someone on a whim to go out and purchase a gun and do something crazy with it. People forget
and at least in America, most mass shootings tend to be because of that result.
Much new
shocker
instances and like additional restrictions genuinely stop as broad.
You never thought Fox News would ever allow that fact? I mean, to be fair, that was back when they were a little bit more, like, open to having more, like, liberal-esque, positions and shit. It was more like around, like, during the Trump era, actually. Like, the last time I remember them having, these type of polls was, like, 2019, 2020. I think the last time they even have something like this was, like, 2021. They haven't really put a poll like that recently, but if you go back, you know, in the kind of like in the time machine of the internet, I mean, you can find that. You can find a few of them.
A swath of the population as possible. People don't realize that. It's not about actually just perfectly working 100% of the time. It's about decreasing the likelihood that it could happen. It's never going to eradicate it in its entirety until you liquidate every gun inside of a border, inside of a boundary, right? That's it. That's also interesting. We have very strict gun laws. This is the 9th mass shooting since 1989, and 4 of them happened in the last 4 years. Yeah, I'm in Jersey, I want a gun, but not more than I want to go through the rigmarole of getting a gun in New Jersey. Exactly. It stops a lot of people from getting a weapon because they don't want to go through it. Suicide is a perfect example of it.
Which, I mean, you know, like, I guess in a weird way, that probably says more about those people more so than the people that are okay with going through it. Because me, being a gun owner, I'm okay with going through a process like that. Because, you know, I'm pretty confident that I would never, you know, do something nefarious with, you know, my firearms. In fact, I would feel fucking disgusted if anything, you know, nefarious were to happen with my firearms, just period, let alone with my hands or anyone else besides. Like, you know, so it's, I mean, like, if anything, I'd honestly argue that, like, I mean, to not want to go for the process to make sure, to be like, hey, you know, I want to prove myself as a law-abiding citizen, you know, to, you know, ensure the right that I want to, and you know, express, you know, that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, especially when it comes to being, you know, like in this country, I mean, if anything, that should be like encouraged, be like, hey, if you really want that right, then go for the process and, you know, have it to your heart's content, blah, 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 whatever. It's like, I mean, you know, that should be the fucking, you know, culture around it. You know, being very strict is safe, responsible, but as long as you can be all of that, then, you know, hey, have the fucking, like, you know, AK, have the, you know, cool, like, fucking 8-gauge shotty or whatever the hell. Like, I mean, whatever. Should be a problem.
Ironically, of course, in a very sad, very tragic way, a big part of the gun deaths in this country. Suicide is a perfect example of this. The harder you make it, the less likely people will do it. They don't always find a way. And yet there are still people who do, right? But suicide prevention, specifically for veterans in this country, if you want to understand how the situation is, we don't have good, adequate mental health treatment for our veterans in this country, many of them riddled with PTSD. So what is our biggest suicide prevention for veterans? Oh, the Veterans Affairs like actually releases an ad around the holidays for every suicidal vet to see when they're watching Twitch at the top of the hour and there's a 3-minute ad being served that shows you, that sells you or gives you for free a lock that you can put on your gun safe. Because in those 30 seconds that you are unlocking, fiddling around with your lock, you contemplate whether or not you should do it. That's insanely dark. Not as dark as...
And also, wouldn't there be a key to unlock that anyway? Like, when they have that on their person, like, that kind of, like, defeats the point.
Segue through that, but, you know, I'm all out. I'm out of kindness on this issue. I've talked about this so many times. My name is Donnie O'Sullivan.
I mean, same for me in a way. Like, I mean, it's just happened too many times.